So, welcome to Open Minds, Open Mic, the place to be on a Friday night. We have a special delight for you tonight, Frog Corpse. He'll be doing a feature. Before we do that, I would like to read something that I wrote at Shocky G's writing workshop the other day. Shocky just like changed my whole world about how metaphors could be, and like, so yeah, here's just a little something to get us started off with. I seem to see the sea in 3D scenes that the third degree of this reality of our mentality can agree upon. But it's really just creeping on. Waves of the way displace so many people. The way to save the day is to realize we're all equal. The sea for me is more than just sand and seagulls. And then got another one here. On a faraway hill, the thrill of the hunt is deadly. Rock steady, a wolf smells the red meat. Pack and line, prime kills for the taking. Tracks and time, signs real, no faking. Awakening to sweat-soaked sheets, still shaking. Taking 2 shots to my mind before eating bacon. Plea for the nightmares to be diminishing. Seen like white wolf sent to finish him. Yeah, and that was thanks to Shaki's writing workshop. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Frog Corpse for the night. Looks like Karen might not be able to read tonight, but if after Frog Corpse does his feature, if you're still around, I can throw you on the top of the list just so we can hear you, and I'm sure no one else will mind. So we'll keep you in mind for that. Oh, we got Generalissimo showing up here. All right, the general is now officially in the house. All right, so let me get this man introduced here. Frog Corpse is a poet, vocalist, and photographer from Louisville, Kentucky. Frogg's gloom-inducing poetry is published by Cajun Mutt Press, paired with artwork by Vitaly Ilyin and W.D. Pollard. Frogg's work has been published by Artifacts Nuevo. Right? I can't pronounce French words very well. Stick Figure Poetry Quarterly, Poetry Superhighway, the Poetry Global Network, Red Penguin, Louisville's Leo Weekly, the Wooden Creeker, Jeffersonville Township Public Library, Deadbeat Press, and Written Tales Magazine. Let's all give it up for the man they call Frog Corpse. Yeah.
In the adventure of tomorrow's dream, you are the one I see, an odyssey of my iris plea, eye to eye along this life stream, locked on sight of what could be, washed away in memory. I followed through a trail of perilous sighs, moving through the brambles, had I once encircled you inside, adrift in the drip from lacrimal stream, pining on the morose moods, casting shadow on evergreens, contention on condescension, witnessing beaded sclera blinks, with this breath by lone exhale, Anadonia crowns my speech, a passe flush complexion, distressed with bourgeoisie, a cracking flow from walled emotives, its damn near withering, a bureau pulls in closer, running on the currents of you and me, dyeing denim linen while rolling in colder sheets, placating sounds from haunting shade, cathonically engraved in me, dianthus rhododendron, hazel eyes, imprinted on maiden pink, pom-poms, asters, marigolds, hope placed on a dying thing, dahlia, my palm, vision, my acting tree, planting growth by two souls, where the campfire dances by its beating, strumming its song in the midnight still to the groans by winter grieving, and a thought on rolling eyes, tired at night near listless thinking. It's a place you think me up inside. Its space is shallow as you're dreaming. That was called Lacrimal Stream. I'm going to read one more and then go into a story. This is called At the Gables. As I traced a path through November folly, I fell in love with melancholy. My passions pulled from an uncommon spring. By brush the birch, by besom I sweep. O love of loves, under winter shrub, below drabs of dearth to hell I dug. By bone which bore beach along catkins falling, this dirge of my speech to my last name's palling, its darkness enshrouded of known journey while walking by the brightest light, coughing up silver waters. I dream those dreams beyond cosmic poles, to revolt in those days and memories I loathe, from the name first called, from forward hopping, to the mound, to the clay on the sandstone markings. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I abhor to no end, welcoming the evening while wishing mornings would end. Burnt bramble turned ochre as the gables closed in, the wild trampling of the thoroughbreds where the heart once caved in, bolstering the timbers from a matchfield struck wick to ride on the flame of lightning's white kiss. West Virginia water on Kentucky cold lips. Pensive is the prison where Lambeth thoughts sit. Fahrenheit the mind as the warden flips the switch. I leave it no gallow, a love worth to mention. I am the horse that rode off, with you attached to the cinch, through the hollows and the groves, dragging your corpse through this field. I started with love, yet here we are again, condemned in the same space at the place it drew breath from a passion-roared river, together in death, by the fire of the spark, and a spark of no less. I've, for 11 days, been writing a story for Bellarmine University in Louisville, Kentucky, for Bellarmine Goes Gonzo. This is called Slugger City, a savage sitting through film orientation. Through apt self-taught observance and a bending desire to acquire my goals, the skills I have in an artist always hold space for improvement, and I always aim for just that. It is through this outlook I hold in the artistic abilities that I use to pursue my desires, even to direct opposition in the undeniable result of failure. It is through action in this first thought of an idea that I use on impulse to conquer all obstacles set before me. I disrupt the American dream for no good reason, simply be it by pen, through my words, or merely existing. I remain steadfast against religious and societal views on the notions of what a person is expected to achieve by a false form of unified vision that has never benefited any individual. I am spontaneous, impulsive, and I am rebellious, just like this story you are about to hear. I define the pursuit of the American dream as an outcast, a contrarian standing against cloistering ideals by popular opinion. How could I, as a writer, disrupt such an American dream? By merely thinking of something better for myself. For if the American dream along the highway is a destination to be continually conceptualized as a quick cash grab for a house with a picket fence, then I want to paint it black. I guess any reader looking for a good misadventure could perceive this tale as a journey of a chaotic lip-type character who finally found his Ewans moving shamelessly throughout the day while sliding face first into the end of one. The writer must be a participant in the scene, like a film director who writes his own scripts, does his own camera work, and somehow manages to film himself in the action as the protagonist, or at least the main character. Hunter S. Thompson. My laureate friend and I had driven head on into another frenzy with an itch to pay the devil his due. Your narrator in training arrives at a film industry workshop held in Louisville at the local High Horse Bar. It's 11 a.m. and 95 people have arrived. I did what anyone in the right mind would do when the president of the film company says the bar was now open. Bartender, one Guinness, please. It was either that or fumbling with my watch dictating the mortal constitutions of being the drunk at 11 a.m. versus a socialite drinker at noon. As the first beer goes down at 11, people are piling in, and the tension is already building. Creatures start looming above me, with others inching their way ever so closely until their gelatinous mass solidifies around me, suffocating my patience. I panic. I haven't been around people in many a fortnight, maybe 15 fortnights, perhaps. So strategically, I make my way through the labyrinth of occupied chairs, stepping on dresses and bags, an odd assortment of fingers and toes while pulling some stranger's hair out of my teeth, weaseling my way out for a quick smoke break. It would have been wiser notion to mention that I didn't consume an edible before my arrival to ease the tension. But within that backfire, the compression of the cattle call amassment became quite claustrophobic. And I didn't know if this marijuana laced edible had already kicked in or if I needed more. It read calm on the wrapper, yet it was anything but. The train course had started off late that morning, not by on me account, though I would like to think so for the sake of the story. But the talking had gone on for over an hour about set etiquette and the Neanderthalic do's and don'ts of not walking across the camera, which seemed common sense not to mention with the PowerPoint and an introductory industry icebreaker, which they did, projecting common sense lunacy on a Super Bowl sized screen, highlighting advice on how to duck and cover like a fifth grader in a fire drill. At this point, I'm bouncing around in a mental straitjacket, wanting nothing more to create some goddamn art. Bartender signals me outside, evidently acing this class and graduating to secondary school because he tucks and rolls one of the finest Butchertown joints this city's ever seen. With a few donations of purple haze that I previously may or may have not pulled from my pocket and acquired on Dixie. The neighborhood bar flasks start descending as we converse in a fog of ganja, passing along, wading through an argosy of cannabis. I knew getting back to the door was going to pose a problem, as all of us had lost direct vision standing in the middle of a Silent Hill smoke screen. Beer 4. I finally find the door. I am now in film industry lingo limbo, reeking of reefer, with a producer who has a verbal fetish for the honey wagon. I have now made eye contact with a Ralph Steadman drawing of Hunter S. Thompson driving with his attorney somewhere outside of Barstow with the top down going about 100 miles an hour to head to Sin City. With a heavy sigh, in mustering my inner reading Rambo, I knew what I must do. I walked back into that room, further acting as if I was taking notes and being involved and fully aware while not being totally there at all, as their consistent rambling depleted any ounce of my remaining interest in the acquisition of some prospective employment. Now it was about getting the story and another refill, making as much noise as I possibly could during the discussion. Well, beer number 5, in sheer observation, we had all found out that the production assistant gig was strictly local, and the hours that one would put in were not going toward a film union job. All of us had already been there listening to their gab for 4 hours. So when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro and go grab another beer. As I round the corner drinking my barely sipped sixth stout, an ancient crew dialect no one has uttered since the Eisenhower administration hits my face through a muffled boar horn. A film producer then inquires at the group with a cocky voice, clucking at the wannabe somethings. Do any of you guys know what an 86 is? Raise your hands if you've ever been 86th out of a place. You look like you could have been. I look at my beer, then look at my shoes. This was my moment. Raising my glass, I throw up a available hand, tilting my head as if weighing the options while smirking with a toast to the absurdity of it all. Of course you have, Frogg. The producer announces my name through the loudspeakers, holding. Gazing around the dimly lit room, no other hand is raised with mine, surrounded by a barrage of laughter. I am a lone wolf, a freedom fighter. And with that, I'll show myself out. Right as that moment occurred, the sound of my poetic cohort's reels arrived, screeching down the lane and rattling the dust inside the bar. I finished my Guinness while walking out, and the poetic outlaw sits parked out front with the passenger door kicked open with the engine off, with me 86ing myself right on time. How did it go? The laureate questions, firing back up the truck. I don't think I'm ever making it out of the bottom, Professor, I respond, coughing through a broad cloud of the devil's sea smoke. After the foray of chaotic espionage the morning prior, my humble professor decided that this morning, of all mornings, was high time to pursue another avenue of implementing the acquisition of getting my foot through the door. Professor and I had decided to visit his friend Lee Pennington, a retired English professor at an unknown location. Though, later on, I would come to find out that what I would be careening to is into another circus entirely at a location that I and the professor had loathed with passionate contempt. My laureate friend and I arrive at a hotel. A smile from my mentor and warning. You're up shit creek now, fella. Gotta watch them ritzy East Enders. They'll bore you to death with another shopping story. Yes, Professor. I deadpan, clutching a handle to the truck door while speaking through the rolled down window, grabbing a fistful of poetry. Now you be nice to Mr. Lee, the poet chuckles. Yeah, I interrupted. I won't. Pah! I know you, Frog, the professor interjects. You're pissing vinegar when rubbed the wrong way. You just be nice. And fuck everybody else. My constituent and I protest aloud in unison with his mad eyeballs and a deep sizing gaze, looking upon me with a Faustian outcry, sizing me up giggling as we mimic our hive-like responses, knee deep in a slapstick hell. My feet touch Kentucky tarmac. His truck wheels peel out. The silver-haired stranger rides off into the unknown. Marker flags bearing different countries of where he'd once traveled trail under the wind on the back of a White Canyon tailgate in the balmy afternoon. It's 90 degrees and raining. Everyone is sweating like a snake in a hayloft. I've come tiptoeing in chucks straight into the dragon's den. It's a goddamn writers' convention, a place where introversion and antisocial behavior compile a menagerie of pragmatic pricks all together in the name of academic enrichment found through poetry. And another living sideshow entirely, yours truly, walks through the door, remembering that smile from my mentor and warning. Upon my arrival, snaking through the back door and dodging the nefarious ticket taker, a pasty, corpulent man doused in an old patch Viker vest sporting an ashen ranchero stash set next to your narrator in training. Now, I wasn't one for the delectable delicacies of greetings at 11 in the morning again, nor wanting any prolonged awkward conversation from two stiff pins collecting dust to stick around and fill out a new character outline in the dual questioning of which biker legion he was sequestered to during the previous day's continental breakfast in his inquiry for my exemplary, steadfast example on what that brought me there in the first place. I was there to work, God damn it. I was there, sent by my wisdom imparting professor, a self-professed nothing knower, to go in search of more nothing through another professional professor of the nothing knower knowledge to learn what I should have unlearned many years prior to my unknowingly newfound unknown knowledge. But I couldn't tell that to the man sitting there. Security guard was coming, so I had to make haste. As I rounded the corner, I was thrown face first into the halls of Kerouac, a place where Picasso painted Shakespeare, a place dining with Hemingway in seclusion, feasting on the words of Yeats, Eliot, Ginsberg, Cummings, and Voltaire, all whom attended the School of Thought, a class taught by Whitman, Whitehead, Ferlinghetti, and Pennington. Knut Hamsun's hunger screamed before the howl. Snyder's tyranny echoed Hesiod, a demolition of democracy certified by the office of Homer's hell. Poe's Raven rapped on my desk while Irving's Hollow chased my pen through the mayhem of enduring a plutocratic nation. A new generation had risen from the beatnik bindings of Stoic storytelling, releasing back into the wild, relentless world ink scrawls that defiantly stand against the mainstream view of manufacturing misinformation by the new tools bestowed to write through the living chaos, just as those Veritas warriors that came before them. And I was in the middle of it all, undeniably affixed to the lesson in finding that if one is to chase the American dream, be damn sure to make it a suicide mission, because what doesn't kill you may only require brief hospitalization. And just as my professor once told me, it's a shitty stint to exist in a waiting room. You might as well deal with a crisis on your hands. You may even be lucky enough to walk away with a story. So if you're going to go all the way. No half-assing it. In retrospect, I applied that lesson completely and not in context with anything in the workshop to handle the anxiety riddled sphere of existing alongside other creatures of studious intent. I kept my ears open, gaining new insights from the class, as well as gaining post observational lecture from my mentor on scansion, followed by a debate on the abstract in poetics. Both discussions were aptly manned at the ready, providing great insight that indeed I had found that I did know nothing. As Mr. Pennington gives me tips on using more descriptors, my phone rings. Where you at, poet? It's 2 p.m. The laureate's voice belts through the receiver. Still in Lee's class, you, I utter. By the magazines, the laureate sternly responds. You sound like a fucking hitman, professor. We're in a strip club for books. There are racks everywhere. Quit crowding around. I'm on the west side. Hurry up. The professor hangs up, going radio silent as I participate in a directional game of seek and find. After a brief phone exchange and my avid manhunt through a few dozen racks, speedily stepping past 3 strenuous pleas to buy an indolent book from the Jehovah of all entrepreneurs, and whizzing past 72 writers who had looked as if their spirit had left their bodies, I had found the professor beyond the gaunt groupings of the antisocial telepaths, standing next to one lonely newspaper, lampooning under a portrait of a thoroughbred on the south side of the building. Did you behave yourself? Yes, Professor, I respond as he nudges me with a look of mischief. Good, now get in the damn truck. We're going to Bellarmine. Is that the place they send you and you don't come back? I murmur through a sly grin. No, that's Central State. Keep running it, and I'm going to drive you there too. It's a university. Come on, Professor Huffs. I'll break out in 45 minutes, and if you're dropping me off at Ken Kesey's ha-ha house, they'll take both of our asses and our shoelaces, and I like to keep my options. Quipping back, the laureate giggles behind the wheel, going about 100 miles an hour somewhere along the highway on the outskirts of Slugger City. I in the passenger seat, staring into the horizon, packing away a fistful of poetry.
Oh, everybody unmute yourselves for a moment and give it up for Frog Corpse.
All right.
Wow.
Woo!
Spectacular. France Chandler.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah, Vayl with the Hunter S corpse. Dude, Hunter himself would be proud of that piece, and you are gonna blow them away in that competition. Like, be ready to beat some professors with that, 'cause amazing, amazing. Yeah, and if you have another little piece or two you want to do before you end out your feature, that's cool. If not, we can move on to round one.
I'll give you a short one because I want to hear everybody else.
Excellent.
I always believe in letting your voice be heard. All right, so I'm gonna do one small one, one small one. And we're rolling it like a fucking Russian roulette fucking revolver, and we're gonna land on which bullet's firing, which bullet. Thoughts of a forest of November. Serenity in coverings, muffling the sounds of what comfort brings. Frigid breaths of winter's half. Farewell, my dear, summer sleep. Low-laying fog, autumn trees, freezing shallow waters, the rustling, little inching flakes, tumbling, November's rolling over, nestling, cold December showers from the north. Keep your fires stoked, nice and warm. Should you need a lover, find a thorn. Watch where you bleed, don't stink snow.
What? Yeah. Frog, thank you so much for showing up and showing out. We really appreciate this feature from you. That was amazing.
I like November's falling over.
Is Karen freezing up?
She did a bit there. I hope.
Karen, can you try turning off your video and speaking again?
Can you hear me? I just I wasn't. Am I okay?
You're good now. You're good now.
Or do
You're
you
good
wait?
now.
Okay, I wasn't saying anything. I didn't hear, I couldn't hear being introduced, so.
Well, you haven't been introduced yet. I was about to do that now.
Okay, it's okay.
So, yeah, Frog, that
Yeah.
was amazing. And starting our first round of open
Yes.
mic, we've got Karen, Melander-Magoon.
Thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed Frog. That was amazing. This is 7 years ago in March. I lost my husband. He died. And so I'm going to read some sort of, not really sad, but some poems that I wrote at that time. So maybe you can, maybe some of you can empathize with this, with how I feel. Birds of morning. Birds fly like shadowed ghosts among the buildings, along alleys of calm. Street noises rumble beneath the morning city. My love's spirit permeates the stillness, layered over city sounds. A bell rings, welcoming the city to a new day. Whispers. Tomorrow. Tomorrow hangs suspended between my love and his spirit. Each day begins as if it were a myth, even as the earth rolls inexorably around a burning, indifferent sun, spinning towards its light and yet away, as time and timelessness remain in tension, balanced only by my grief. 40 boxes. There are 40 boxes of slides and books, diaries of a career building breakwaters, saving sand, recording the failures and successes of humankind, trying to protect the oceans and shores and yet make them safe for human incursion, an eternal balancing act between the industry of human beavers and the power of someone's God. 40 boxes of pictures of shore and beach, of sand and sand mining, of destruction through tsunamis, of flooded homes and land lost to sea level rise, photographs of people running at the beach, of Dolos units full of steel locked to protect and yet allow the ocean access to permeate with flowing tides, wash through the leaning joints, rock gently with the ocean's surge. 40 boxes full of history, testifying to my love, listening to the song of sirens beckoning him to hear their plaint, to hear the song of sea and shore, to listen to the wind and build his fortresses of stone and steel within the jaws of reef and tide, upon the laws of those who ride upon its mighty surge. He took photographs of nature's power and people's efforts to contain and yet sustain the sands and beaches, shores and inlets, drawn with nature's brush so tenderly, victim to human hands. Slides still testify to human efforts, human failings, human victories, testify to my love, listening to the song of nature's zither, the song of nature singing, to the never-ending singing, the sweet song of someone's God. That
Oh,
was, I don't know if many of you knew Vayl-Magoon, but he spent his life trying to save the shores and the ocean in many different ways. And he is remembered as a champion of sans rights.
well,
So
what a beautiful soul. And thank you for introducing him to us in such a lovely way.
thank
And
you.
thank you for coming through tonight. I know you have a reading to do about
My pleasure. Thank you so much for taking me early. Yes, I have to get to what some of you may know as the Red Stone House on the 16th in the Mission. And it's a whole evening devoted to oppression of imperialist oppression of nations, particularly El Salvador. So that's why I have to go. But thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you. And thank you for that amazing, amazing feature.
Yeah, and thank you for what you're gonna go do tonight. I know you have such powerful words. I really hope that the people get the message, and maybe we may,
Thank you.
as poets, maybe may be able to make a difference, right? That's what we're here for. So
I hope so. It's about the only thing I have to try to make a difference with. And
exactly.
so we do our best. Blessings. Thank you.
Blessings to you, and good luck tonight. Coming
Thanks.
up next is someone that we all know and love. We've got Vayl Larkin. If you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, we would appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey. Okay. Freedom they cry. Like losing our grasp on the light, like the dim coming in, like shadows creeping into brighter spaces, like ink clinging and covering until we are all painted with the same shade. They pass their legislation, state by nation, and they batten their gates and brick up the windows. They reinforce ramparts and ranks, and the portcullis bringing its teeth down into the road. Freedom, they cry, freedom. While women die and children fall coughing, while they silence truth to misguide themselves, while honesty is mocked and mockery revered, and while they break the spirit, land and blood. It is illegal to be here. It is illegal to be here without papers. It is illegal to be here without gender. It is illegal to be here without the rhythm method. It is illegal to be here without fear. It is illegal to be here. Like falling into the night, all whisper chills and creeping phantoms, all shape-shifting maelstroms, all witch-burning, calf-worshipping, all guttering candles falling into the void of the unknowable, the unspeakable, the unseen. It is illegal to be here. The child at the border, the girl weighed by a mistake, the woman stolen over the seas and dropped here choiceless, and the boy who dreams beyond his own body, as if of answers to an aching need. It is illegal for any of us to be here. Freedom, they cry. Freedom. Thank you. Do I have time for one more?
Yes, that
Or do you
was
want just
amazing.
one per round?
No, we want to hear more.
Okay. Freak show. Come one, come all, to the show of a lifetime. The show made of lifetimes and lives and betrayal. Reduced to the price of a ticket, those humans who don't share the shapes we do, don't share our thoughts or our skins or our sizes, come to the show and feast on surprises. For different is dangerous, best keep it caged, and strangeness contagious, so best to be wary. Humanity's heart opens only to likeness, and symmetry's better than any original. Come one, come all, and hear what we say. Here is the world past the carnival characters. In 1977, a child like me was born, mutilated, unmade, reshaped, stuffed into a brace, and set down stock still for years to reach normal. Here is a world beyond hard-hearted visitors. In 1950, a child like me was born and taken by doctors to lie in a ward with 100 cold infants whose mothers were warned of their infectious natures and terrible fates. It grew a little and grew vacant, still and hopeless, curled in on itself and died sometime after life and lies started. Here is a world beyond mythical metaphors. In 1900, a child like me was born and sold to a freak show, displayed from birth for their deformities, their monstrous differences, for every single piece of every outside part, and not once for who or when or how or why or will. In the past, a child like me was born, weaned, and left to the gutter. In the past, a child like me was born and then burned as a demon. In the past, a child like me was born and was left out to die in the woods after dark. Come one, come all to the show of a lifetime, the brightest and best of the horrid and strange. Look how we cradle our alien progeny, curiosity stronger than mercy or shame.
Wow, everybody unmute and give it up for Vayl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Powerful stuff as always. Oh, we love you, Vayl. We really do. So coming up next, we have a new timer in this space. Lee Eric Friedman. We're so glad to have you here. And then there's a little something we like to do for everyone when there's their first time. So y'all know what to do. Unmute your mics, give a big open mind, open arms welcome to Lee Eric Freeman.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome to Open Mind.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. My name's Lee Eric Friedman. I'm the Renegade Poet Laureate of Swampscott, Massachusetts, which is just north of Boston. And I run a little open mic called First Friday Open Mic. It's the first Friday of every month on Zoom. So Karen, who had to leave us, alluded earlier that she was heading to a reading about oppression. And this poem I'm going to share tonight appeared in the Extreme Anthology in 2018, which came out by Vagabond Books out of California. It's called Eke Carmen. This poem's been written many, many times by you or some other famous poet. And this poem is inspired by that other poem written by you or that famous poet whose name escapes me at this moment. This poem began when time began and will last until time ends. This poem welcomes with a hearty hug. It tells the truth or blurs it blind. This poem paints the skies green, turns rivers into lemonade. This poem's heavy duty and kink resistant. This poem is a dream, like all poems are dreams. So the title of this poem cannot be titled Dream or Dreams or Nightmares, because those are just bad dreams. Scorpions live inside this poem, as do spiders, as do frogs, as do things that go bump in the night. This poem is evil. This poem is Harry Powell. This poem is Norman Bates, Darth Vader, Hannibal Lecter, Tom Riddle. This poem is a black man. This poem gets shot and dies. This poem is transgender. This poem can't piss in their toilet. This poem is Muslim, is Syrian, a refugee, a little boy fleeing war, drowned in the surf on a beach in Turkey. This poem likes men. This poem is gay. This poem is so gay because I hate poetry and poems so much they suck and they're gay. But this poem will rip your clothes off or beat you senseless till you're blue, bruised, damaged, and rearranged. This poem is Hitler. This poem is Pol Pot. This poem is Idi Amin. This poem is Donald. Well, it could be if you or I wanted it, maybe. This poem is good. So good, in fact, there's too much good inside this poem to call this poem evil. This poem is Monet. This poem is Satie. This poem is Rimbaud. Ecce homo, behold the man. This poem screams. You'll love this poem. You'll hate this poem. This is the rule for all poems. This poem makes you reach. This poem makes you retch, makes you feel, makes you think. But this poem's a fraud, a scam, a lark, a fluke, a fake, a cliche. It's not a poem. This poem is as good as dead until such time when you or I read this poem. It'll open its eyes, spread its wings. This poem's a butterfly. This poem's an eagle, a poetry eagle. This poem will soar. This poem will drum the drum, gong the gong, horn the horn. This poem will roar, raise the roof, take the action, stand up, fight back. Ecce Carmen, behold this poem. This poem is to be continued. Thank you.
Yo, this poem was dope as fuck. Hey, Lee Eric Friedman, Laureate, you deserve it, my good sir. If you have another short one you'd like to share, we have time. We would love to hear it.
I will do that. Where did it go? I just had it. Wait a minute. What did I do with it? Oh, no. Oh, here it is. Incident at Market Basket. Ellen, get potato chips. Ellen, potato chips. From the farthest reaches of the crackers, chips, and salty snacks, aisle 15, this crusty bull roar chain rattles the daily din of Thursday morning shoppers. Potato chips, Ellen! Potato chips, Ellen! Potato chips, Ellen! Ferociously, she grabs several cans of sour cream and onion flavored Pringles and lobs them into her shopping carriage, her saurian face contorted into cantankerous communique. These are potato chips, Dick. Thank you very much.
Everybody unmute yourself and give it up for Lee Eric Friedman. Thank you so much for showing up tonight, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank
And
Lee, the police were called for the potato chips.
yeah. Hey, and if you could drop your Instagram link in the chat or a link to your Friday night Zoom. If it don't correlate with us, I mean, we can work something out, even bring everyone from Open Minds over to yours or vice versa. You know, like we want to support you. We love you. Thank you for coming through.
All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Can I ask Lee a question? Lee,
Want to?
is Dick blind in one eye because Ellen shoved a potato chip in his eye?
No, but Dick was a real man. So you shopping in Market Basket is an experience. So that's all I can offer.
Excellent. All right, so coming up next on the mic, we have Mattie, but I just noticed that Lantern Carrier joined and he's over in the UK, so it is getting late over there, and we usually let our our friends from over the pond go. So you cool with that, Mattie? If I let him? All right, cool. All right, so coming up next, we have the Lantern Carrier himself. One of my good friends, one of my spiritual advisors. Everything this man spit is fire, and I'm so excited to hear what he has to share with us tonight. So if you can unmute yourself and bless us with your words, brother.
Greetings, my buddy. You can hear me? Okay. Revelations. The iridescence of the moon has no brush, yet she paints the night with a luminous glow. The stars have no voice for magical songs, yet they sing in the stillness of silence. The warmth of the sun kissing my cheeks awakens within my ancient smile, like one raising Lazarus to life. Nature can be so beautiful. It commands serenity from my lips and even makes the heart graceful, like a ballerina. No more the dark smells pervading my loneliness and guilt. The light of your luster washes my breath with 1,000 rays of glimmer. Took me a while to comprehend. You have raised me like Lazarus once again. Attempting to transform my own nature, the sweet nicotine rebelled within my sodden state. The toxic fumes of surreal experiments only hastened my demise. Yet you came in my predicament, shielding me from destruction. Now, whenever I think of you, my face glows like fireflies, and the heavens blush, even as the dark night whispers bird songs in the magnificence of the soul. Mesmerized by the rays of thy resplendence, I listened to the symphony of the wind. It spoke of time past and whispering dreams of the pain of millennial sorrows, the tenderness of love. I lay on the beauty of twilight enchanted by the light of perennial entities which kiss my soul. The night sky held my gaze. We danced on the crest of rolling stars as the wind continued her illumining conversations. She exalted your magical smile, the miracle of sunrise, and the moon kissed my cheeks as I bowed in sacred gratitude. She sang of the glories of man, of the undaunted courage of a woman's sacrifice, and my heart became a field of prayer. She talked of life's struggles, of how light shines in Jerusalem, even when the shadows are dense, that we can only measure the darkness by the rays of an effulgence we once knew. I listened. My tears became a raiment for you, my beloved. Have wine, you say. Go forth and love. For are not your desires the same adversity that will fashion you into gold? And how shall you laugh if you know no weeping? Be patient, for the weaving of my inner alchemy never ceases. She spins and spins a zillion revolutions until every indiscretion is wiped clean and the yarn returns to its state of grandeur. You are that yarn, you are that grandeur. Even though you may not feel it, I can see 1 trillion candles glittering in your coal. Then your cheeks softened and the wind blew softly, gently caressing my spirit. The fire of my essence burned with the setting sun. Fear not, you said, before becoming silent. I am with you always, even unto the edge of eternal time.
Ooh. All right, that was beautiful. And we
I've
have
got
one
one more
more. Yeah,
if it's
we've
not
got,
too much.
of course, we've got time for one more. But first, I have a question for you. Who
Yes,
is this
sure.
lovely woman behind you here?
Well, my poor, oh, the woman behind me. Right. That's my mother. I
Oh,
did it for Mother and Sunday, and I sort of kept it on.
oh, that's amazing. Yes, we love her, and thank you for sharing her image with us so we can keep her in our hearts.
Thank
Because
you,
she gave
Catherine. Thank
us,
you
yeah,
so
she
much.
gave us the gift of you, the world, the gift of you, and so I am and forever just thankful and grateful for her. And yeah,
Thank you. I'll do an inspirational piece. Well, they're all inspirational. Be a lamp unto others. Be a lamp unto others. For it is only through light that we may learn to embrace the darkness. Each soul has its own struggles, and its thoughts turn largely upon itself. Yet I must not look down on others, as the flame in me is the same spark yearning in another soul for freedom. Instead, let me make myself a bridge so that weary souls can cross over the chasm which is lurking beneath, doing this in silence. But just as an unripe fruit may not taste like sweet mangoes, so too its soul must experience its own thorns. Let me not be too bothered by the fire of desires, for love sets my challenges in each cycle, and unworthiness can be a red thread bleeding in the stranglehold of remorse and shame. Yet treasures are hidden in adversities, just as love holds me, even with turbulent emotions like waves. Each ray of light is unique, a river of consciousness, and one which will always have something to offer to life. For when it is short of logs for fire, it will offer weeds as minerals, even as it feeds me fishes from the fisherman's net. I must never forget that living water will always be abundant. When my daily grind seems heavy, or I am hurt by the sharp blades of jealousy and backbiting, let me drop to my knees, cupping my hands in salat, remembering that prayer is an entreaty to the voice within. It manifests in my sorrows, only waiting for me to accept my helplessness, give up my grip on self-reliance. For love is a redeeming power, changing my inner ugliness to an immaculate beauty within and splendor without. I am not in charge, simply a conduit and vessel that love uses to glorify itself. And by being a lamp unto others, I create a vibration which not only inspires my happiness, but enhances the joy and beauty of love's creation of Mother Earth. It is in the light of inner sweetness that each soul transcends, rising in joy to meet the needs of its brethren spirits, sharing the delights of beauty and peace acquired from the unknowable. Be brave, O lantern carrier. You're an inner warrior, a flicker constantly striving to become a flame, to tie your hopes and dreams on the ascent of phoenixes, soaring the perennials on a cauldron of blaze. You burn the dross of ignorance, carving a golden path to return to the light of the beyond. Listen, not with a dissecting mind, but to that sweet voice within that speaks in silence, either in shadows paved with loneliness or the unfalling pink tulips of seasonal spring. London Carrier, thank you.
My good sir. I've never heard that second piece before either, and that was beautiful. Like
Thank you. Thank you.
transcended. Oh, that was
I can read it to your audience because you really have very receptive people. You're very
yeah,
fortunate, Thomas, you and your wife. You
yeah.
have a
Well,
lot of elevated souls as your poets.
that's why I wanted to name it Open Minds, Open Mic, because I figured that would encourage, the enlightened and the people that we're really all one family and we're really all like-minded. And
Indeed,
when
indeed,
you come through every Friday and just bless us with your words, and we just love and respect everything you do.
thank
And
you.
I
You're
want to
so kind.
also give a lot of love and respect for the wonderful woman behind you for giving
Indeed,
birth to you
indeed,
and
indeed.
bringing you
Behind
to
every
this
good
earth.
man is a good woman, an
Yeah,
excellent woman.
that's I got one right here. Yeah, amazing, amazing.
Indeed. She
So
is the
coming
mother
up,
Gaia for us,
yeah,
abundance and replenishment and growth and greenness.
yeah,
Yes, yes. Life.
definitely, definitely. Big shout outs to Lantern Carrier's mom. What was her name?
Jewel, Jewel.
Jewel. Oh,
Yes.
a jewel for sure. A
My
jewel for
sister was
sure.
called Pearl and my grandmother was called Ruby.
Oh, Ruby, Jewel, and Pearl. Look at
Actually,
that.
my sister is still alive, so she is
Yeah,
called Pearl.
yeah. Excellent. Well, you are something to be treasured as well. For sure, you fit right in the line of naming.
Well, I'm the first of seven, so they all look up to me. I nearly read my mother's poem tonight because mother things been happening as well, but I didn't. But you would have heard that part about me being the first of seven in my mother's poem.
Excellent.
Another time I
Well, who
read it to you.
knows, how the way things are going. I'm having a good time. I think everyone else is. Once we get through this list, we might go for a round two.
I
Whoever
see
wants
you
to
have a
stick
lot of
around.
illustrious souls with you. I'm late, guys, and the Megas Gustav, yeah, and Mark Fishbein and Baby and all these elevated souls you've got up there. Generalissimo is there too, and
Yep, we got
Principe, yeah,
Generalissimo. Everyone
yeah.
showed up for Frog Course, man. He had an amazing
Well,
feature.
Cox is there too. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and
Amazing
so
poet.
yeah, so we're looking forward to tonight. So we're gonna keep things rolling.
Thank you.
We bumped her down the list a bit, but yes, someone that I hope all of you guys know here, and if not, you gonna get to know her tonight. She is part of the Open Minds family. What makes this thing what it is? Let's all give it up for Mattie, aka Baby. We love you.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for having me. I love this space so much. I wrote a fucking brutal poem and it may be a little emo, but I wrote this poem about the anger and grief and impossible healing of being raised by narcissists. So I'm sorry if I lose you. It's called Unpayable and Overdue. A scar has no nerves. It makes itself so it will feel nothing. A scar is a child. A scar is a valley made in the middle of a stone. And my body knows how to fill the space with apology. My body knows how to protect the child inside of it and keep her alive through a CO2 leak, through a tragedy, through an avoidable forest fire. When one tree is sick, it will tell the others, I have to go now. It will uproot itself just to save a home that it will never, ever come back to. It will convince itself to be the tribute, bear the burn of its people, to spare them the energy of awkward fury, conversations about intrinsic worth. Some people scar worse than everybody else. And I'm sorry, but I still want to remember fire after this is over. A scar is how we plaster over what was forced on us, what happened to us. And there is no record of how many missing people have disappeared across the US without a trace in our national parks. An erasure, it still hurts. You could take the blame for me this once, this one time. You could name me in memoriam. You could hold a bucket full of ash next year when the fire spreads again. You could spare a nerve ending, a fresh season of starting over again, a childhood, take on this one arsonist just this one time without me on my knees. And I call your mercy my survival. I make a mountain out of a molehill. Have I overreacted again at the thought of a drought? Are all these keloids good enough to look like forgiveness? I forgive you. I lie to avoid being put up for next year's sacrifice again. I'm not the favorite child. I shame the healthy healing tissue until it cannot apologize anymore and hope you will give me a break until it folds and you welcome me back after all the heroes put me out and they go when I'm burnt enough to beg and only beg. And these trees connected by one root system are not a single mind for an entire forest, but a family. Sometimes one ember, sometimes a family tree is all it takes for paradise to burn how it did. If offered up enough, eventually any living thing will deny its own blood. If offered up enough, any living thing will reject family, will reject home, force a suicide enough times, make a whole sea of girlhood beg for a chance to see the color green one more time, plead mercy. How is it that we do not pull over for the sirens? How is it that we always hear nothing? I have to go now. This is how water replaces blood. Amputation at the diseased limb, at the spark, I will weep. Limb from limb, I will grow back, one last time regenerate. Ring by ring, the earth spit me out as a sacrifice to save itself, and it calls itself mother. A scar has no nerves. It makes itself to feel nothing. But after everything is put to rest, when you tell the trees about me, talk about how you tried to wet my voice down with blood still, when you dead name me on a park bench when I die, when you put me out like a candle with two spit wet fingers, when you play God like an ancient redwood, create an altar for yourself so that people can pray to the God kept alive by all the disposable sapling kids and ex-husbands and ex-friends, when I have a century of rings dividing me from the last time we smiled in the sun together or spoke. When I breathe my own air in the thunderstorm, the scars will still wax and wane hydrophobic. There is something that won't grow back. When I've survived your fury for the last time, I'll cry hard enough that seeds will sprout me my own garden. And I will still be angry. I will try to forget what it's like to have poker face when branded with a hot iron. I will try to forget the knee-jerk reaction to feel nothing, to show nothing on the surface, and instead kill the roots, while your mother holds the axe with the redwood veteran justification, violent and sacred and worshipped next year and the next through the fire, and they call her martyr, and they call her survivor, granted asylum from war crimes. The firefighters leave flowers at her feet, and she makes it through another drought. and she steals my voice and my bravery and my scars and wears them for tourist attractions who flock from across the globe to marvel at her strength, as if growing it from her own womb makes it hers by right, and plays humble and blushes for the crowd prayer, pleading for a drop of her power to survive their next Holocaust, and lives and lives and lives out the rest of her stolen valor years on protected land.
Mattie. Every time, bro. Such a strong, powerful writer. Hitting my wife and I right in the feels. Yeah, you just you keep doing what you're doing, 'cause you doing it right. Everybody unmute yourself and give us some love from Mattie.
Mattie, that was incredible. Just brilliant.
Woo!
Yeah, that was an amazing piece. I mean, it is so touching, so emotive, so passionate, so engaging, and that's so filled with images. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Even in the difficulties, it's an exquisitely and immaculately written piece.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Yes. And if you have another short one for us, we've
I have a
got to hear.
teeny tiny one.
Let's hear it. Is it
Thank you.
teeny tiny or eensy weensy?
It's pretty eensy weensy. It's itty bitty.
Itty bitty? Okay, itty bitty. All right, that's the word we'll go with.
I wrote this from you guys know I've been doing like ketamine therapy, and this is about my like spirituality of, believing I'm from the stars and stuff, and all the grief and sadness that comes from being human. So I gave up. I gazed up, asked, did you want me to be here? I want it to be you hiding up there, like something trying for me. If I came again tomorrow and looked up, if I promised to keep visiting you tomorrow, would you show me? Could you paint me softer in pastel pink? Tell me exactly how lucky I am to even ask, to even be able to ask. Let's play house. I will be the flower in the garden.
So dope. Yeah, I've been going through a lot of that myself lately. Like, yeah. And you worded it so beautiful. Once again, if everyone can just unmute for a moment and show some love from Mattie, aka Baby.
Yeah, Mattie, we love you. Yeah.
So good. All right, so coming up next, I'm gonna nail it this time, cause you my boy. We coming up next, we got the Megas, Gustav Salas.
Hey, Thomas and Catalyst, beloved poets. I have two short pieces. This one's called No Theme Dream, a psychopharmacological grotesque. At first, I'm an astronaut holding your purse. Then I'm a pirate driving a hearse, running down alleys, mysterious smell. Suddenly, I find myself rotting in hell. Took too many red pills. I'm crawling on nails. Trust me to do this, it never fails. The top of my head swells like a balloon. If you were to see it, you'd surely swoon. Finding a squid phone, I made a call. Under the ocean, that says it all. Daring to push meat up onto the shore, solo blue cold feet, I wanted more. I'm trying to tell you, I overdosed. If I don't come down soon, my brain will be toast. This one's called Chaos. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. I don't know what's in store. Chaos abounds, it's getting pretty freaky. Get some oil, the Tin Man is squeaky. The Scarecrow is thinking, if I only had a brain. The Cowardly Lion is afraid of the rain. So off we go to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. The Wicked Witch is after us without a pause. Surrender, Dorothy, she writes in the sky. She's after those ruby slippers that caught her eye. Follow, follow the yellow brick road. Hear my entreaties, listen to my ode. Close your eyes and tap those heels. I can't tell you just how good this feels. There's no place like home, or so the saying goes. Ask the wizard, I'm sure he knows. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Gustav.
That's
Magus, Magus.
Woo!
So yeah, coming up next, Mark, have you came to an open mic before? I know we met at a different open mic, but I don't know if you've come to our show
I'm
yet.
not sure. Yeah, that's okay.
Either way, we're all one
Welcome.
community. So
Welcome.
everybody,
Welcome.
unmute yourselves and give it up for Mark Fishbein.
Hi, everybody. Hey, could you enable the share screen?
Yes,
Shall I
let me
use?
do that now. I can
Sure,
make
thanks.
you co-host. There you go, sir.
Yeah, you don't even have to do that. Just have to on the securities tab, just push, and then it's cool. That's
Oh,
cool.
well,
Okay,
yeah, how I know how to do it the quick way is just make you co-host, and then you
go
can
right there.
share.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
I'll start with I have 3 poems. I'll start with the seasonal poems.
All
Recent
right.
March poem. What can you do when you are stuck in the mud? Freezing rain keeps falling. The heavy soil clings to your heart, and your linens are splattered and brown. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink through the trenches, through the trenches of buried dreams, tripping over tree roots and boulders. The ooze smells unnatural and filled with vermin. Ahead are fields in weeks of muck. Not a donkey cart can get through, so you must stay put in your barn. Spread a blanket of hay on the ground as your very wings collapse from the frost, waiting for something called spring. This is a recent poem. I'm writing a collection of stuff of posters and banners all over Chicago. This is the Green Rose Cannabis Dispensary in Chicago. Rose hidden in the sky, in the ivy, Shakespeare's noted weed, orchid of the beatnik jazz, thorns of divine paranoia, petals that the shaman smoked, whose extract fills the hookahs with a mystical break, enlightenment offered by a headless saint, dressed in blue satin, green rose of sativa. And I'll end with an older poem that I wrote a few years ago um, about a woman that I met in a discotheque once named Disco Sally. Sally Lipman, Disco Sally. I dreamt of you, Sally. I dreamt we were doing that crazy dance at Studio, Les Mouches, Xenon, 12 West, Infinity. In a trance from Poppers, you, an 80-year-old bubby dressed for a killing, arriving at 3 a.m. when the energy was spinning. How you swayed. I held your hand and its soft bones beneath your lambskin arms that swayed in a zone of flex, the mirrored ball reflected off your teeth. You were lifted to the DJ who hung a flowered wreath on your head, and with a shout, you were queen of the night. You were the angel to our faces, so perfectly done. The wet mass of shirtless skin shining in strobe lights, our bodies swaying with lust till the rays of the sun. 2. You told me about times passed in the flapper age with that same jazzy mix of champagne and cocaine. What a bacchanal it was then, a Jewish beauty. What a time of saxophone bands and Gatsby parties. In time, you settled down, a hot spot, lawyer, mother, wife. Not too colorful uptown life. Hair went brown to white. Your husband died. Years spent in sleeplessness and strife. So you wandered the night and past the dive where memories returned to you as you felt the vibes from the bass shaking the foundation of the walls. In you waltzed with curly white hair to the ball, again to be the delirious ballerina waving your arms in celebration of hysteria, letting your body loose with the screaming savages of youth, madness, and dervishes of ecstasy. Oh, the paradise garage, the after-hour salons. Sally, we disco danced lifetimes ago, ever gone. We were lost to Gomorrahs and glittery things in our joy and oblivion to the erotic steam. You died at the end of that boogie rage. Hundreds of us showed up with your family amazed. They wouldn't play your favorite songs as we asked, but we knew your little frame held the music fast. When you were buried in the ground and the rabbi tossed the dirt over your coffin, I knew then, I know now, you had given the redemption of a sage, and I would dream of you in the dawn of my own age.
Yo, Mark, what? Wait, go back to the share screen, scroll up. We want to see a picture of this wonderful woman again.
Sure. Yeah, you can Google her. She's actually there's a Wikipedia article about her.
Yeah, Sally Lippman, Disco Sally. What?
There was a
So
there was
dope,
a
man.
Rollerina, Disco Sally. There were a handful of popular kind of personalities
And
back
you got to
then.
meet her and hang out with her. Like, how fucking cool is that, man?
It was a good time.
Good times, man. Good
Good times,
times.
good times. Then came roller skating, took it all away.
Yeah, right. Because then your ankles get weak, and yeah. All right. Hey, thank you so much, Mark, for showing up. Need I
Thank
say
you.
more? We love you, man.
Thank you.
And
Look like you were enjoying that. Thank you, man.
yeah, my wife and I enjoyed that very much, and I think I speak for everyone here. Um, yeah, that was great. All right, so we're gonna keep this thing rolling. And the only way I know to go into an introduction of someone of such seduction, yet rhyme schemes, this man's beyond me. This is all freestyle, see, because the next person we have is the Mr. Poetastic, fantastic on the mic. Eddie, we like to call him sometimes. My wife and I love his rhymes. Go ahead and drop them bombs on us, big bro.
Please rhyme all the time because your charms are simply divine. Rhymes doesn't cost a nickel, penny, or a dime. You guys are such divine. Thank you. Man, I really need to unwind. Okay, my name is Ed Poetastic, or I am feeling fantastic. Please get in time to enjoy my rhyme, for all feel sublime. I got two pieces, so you know they're gonna rhyme. My first piece is called Sympathy of Poetry. Poetry is lighter than any sunflower rose, while any explanation or logic goes. The sweet sympathy of pure creativity, so appreciate the effects and the sensitivity. Sharp words fire straight to the heart, rain down through skies of your art. Each word is covering in emotions, like fishes dancing in the clear ocean, seated in a bouquet of colorful flowers, blossoming in a magnificent array of power. Writing and reading like dancing and singing. The parade of words is only the beginning. Notebooks teleport us into a literary world, pages jumping off insightful and lifeless spirals, shared by concrete imaginative minds, lessons grown very personal design. The pleasure of constant desirable writing, patterns of free verse, limerick, haiku, or rhyming, reinventing tales of new, personal, and old, positing them to shine like luminous gold. Oh, poetry, you allure me with a verbal melody, ears full of worldly fireworks of complete harmony. The lines so in this ugly yet beautiful universe, floating words of true verse going straight on course. Please downpour us a radiant sight of weather. Shower us till we're redder or feel even better. Thank you. And I got another piece. This is called Oh Erica. Love you too, bro. Love you too, bro. Your words stick to me like glue. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo! I'm gonna go do some poetry right on through. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. This is called Oh Erica. Oh Erica, why are you in so much pain in these chains? You're not just free, but bow on your knees. Please, People advertise your image in so many stages. It's really sad because you were never so ironclad. The founding fathers sending all to the slaughter. The extremists spreading hate throughout your state. The rich love to be greedy by ignoring the needy. The good cops love to go pop, pop, pop. The poor victims being tagged in the system. The old crimes lost to the passing of new times. The wars of what the fuck are we fighting for? The pandemic that's kind of sort of raging havoc. The golden fools being used as mindless tools. The flashing reporters preaching everything for order. The social media bug hiding compassion under the rug. The worshippers of green the worshippers of green causing the crime scenes. The innocent in cages watching anarchy rages. The vivid machines casting away some humanity. The noisy guns seem to avoid the trial runs. The pleas of Mother Nature and blazing labor. The global warming cloud breathing so loud. The deep drills paying the bills, yet slowly kills. The few spoil themselves, yet don't indulge on the bookshelves. Erica, you're everything but red, white, and blue. But what the fuck have they done to you? You're not a girl of opportunity, but an old woman with bags of pity. Oh, Erica, it's not your fault for thought. You're only the victim of global assault. Thank you. Rhyme on time, make people feel sublime. Thank you for helping me your
Yeah.
time.
Everybody unmute your mics, give it up, show him what's right, show all that love to his direction and above, because this man right here has transcended the words and now has everything he got.
Ed, yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo!
Yeah, so let's keep this thing moving. Coming up next, we got Mr. Doodlestein himself. Robert, what's going on in your world, my good sir? Would you like the share screen feature too?
That would be great. Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming, a writer and graphic artist from Delaware. And I'm going to share on a new small magazine, which I'm preparing to submit to. It's called Molecule. And I will put the picture of the magazine on the screen. Here it is. And for writers, they will accept poetry and flash fiction at most 50 words. And for arts, they're looking for text written on small objects like matchbooks. So I created some art for them, and I'm going to show you what I came up with. First one is on a compact mirror, and it's coming. So here it is. So I took a compact mirror and I wrote on it, "Before mirrors, all humans were ugly. The object of desire is only beautiful when a mirror reflects." So that's my first small object. And then I will show you my, my next one, which is a cigarette case. And I don't smoke, so this really was a stretch for me. So now I'll share it. Our love burns until our lungs ash. And I'm going to call this the descendants of the Marlboro Man. And I have one more small one, which I'll show you. Which is the matchbook. So all it says is "Don't call me," and the title is called "Before the Stay Away Order." So thank you for letting me show some of my small visual art for the magazine Molecule. And I want to say today for the magazine Oddball, which is out of Boston, I had a publication called Prayer to the Drag Queen. And for an upcoming book of mine, which is coming out in November called White Noir, I submitted the information for publicity for my book. So thank you and greetings from Delaware. And as we say in that Walt Disney ride, it's a small world and some publishers are looking for small text and small images.
My wife loves it. She's obsessed with miniatures, so I think she might want to have she might get on that. If you could post any of the links down there in the chat for us, your socials for everybody who doesn't follow you already, links to articles and stuff. Yeah. So coming up next, we got Kittay. She been driving, and just so happens she parked right at the right moment.
Yep.
Yep, it's their first time here at Open Minds. So everybody unmute yourselves for a moment and give it up a big open mind, open arm. Welcome to Kittay.
Welcome, Kittay, to Open Minds. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So mine is also about narcissists. So I edited this earlier today. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to flow it as well as I did before, but let's see. All right. I don't like being called crazy because I've been involved with people who were shady, who played mind games with me, tried to get me to question my sanity, called me crazy, stupid. I misheard them. I just don't get them when really I wasn't crazy. They just didn't like being called out on their bullshit when the facts didn't match the information given. Didn't like when I wouldn't react while they flipped their shit, desperate to get a reaction out of me, yet remaining calm wasn't supposed to be it. But for the last one I was involved with, I needed to be quiet. Getting diagnosed with vocal cord nodules taught me patience because it meant I couldn't fuss and fight. Not like that ever really solves much anyway. The normal relationships I've had were a blessing because if not for them, maybe I'd have stayed longer in places I shouldn't have stepped foot in, but I did for a reason. And part of that is for me to be able to speak up for the people who need to hear it. You never know who's listening. So I'll share the things I've learned from personal experiences I've endured because I know my words will not go unheard. I know it'll reach someone, and that matters more to me than having a narcissist try to combat me for speaking up about their misdeeds and the fucked up shit they commit and leave others feeling angry, sad, and desperate. A roller coaster of emotions because one minute they're nice, the next minute they're a bitch. And now it feels like walking on eggshells and you try ever so carefully not to crack them, but the shell is too thin. I've been with enough of these people, and I'm sick of seeing others go through the same fucked up shit I had to deal with. Not everyone is going to be in a relationship with a narcissist, nor will everyone be able to relate to my experiences. But one thing I'm pretty certain of is, at some point in your life, you've probably already met one. And if you haven't yet, well, just play dead. You may not know offhand if someone is narcissistic because you didn't take or have the time to get to know them, but they surround us. Statistics claim over 5% of people in the USA have narcissistic personality disorder. But guess what? Those results are skewed. Most narcissists only get diagnosed because their life got so chaotic, where they wreaked so much havoc on another and were forced to go get help by their family partner or spouse. So the statistics are, of course, going to be off, since most of those people think and believe that they are just fine, so they don't seek out professional help. We may know ourselves best, but some of us wouldn't know if something is off with us unless someone else drew our attention to it. This issue actually goes for a lot of mental health problems and disorders. NPD is only one of them. I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD until I was 26. I assumed I was just severely anxious and depressed until one of my exes informed me that I was dealing with it. At first, I laughed.
Then I went and did a test. And after getting that diagnosis, it actually made quite a bit of sense. I've been in counseling since I was a child. How was this never a question? So without me prompting my psychiatrist, I'm not sure I would have gotten a proper diagnosis had those turn of events never happened. Mic drop.
Ooh, mic drop. Get it, Kittay.
The first like 3 read-throughs that I did on that before I edited it, I did it more like kind of like rap style. Yeah, but I had to slow
I felt
myself
it
down
though.
because I was
Yeah.
starting to like screw my words up a little bit. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, that's okay. They belong there now. It's fine.
Yeah, that's where they belong. Hey, you crushed it. Yo, hey, thanks for coming through. Welcome to Open Minds, Open Mic. We got a spot for you
I'm
here every
glad.
Friday night. Like,
Yeah.
Kittay,
I'm
your
glad because
voice is
I really didn't want to miss that either. Like, cause and especially I think her name was like Mattie, but she had read one on narcissists. And I'm like, I was like literally I just said that I wasn't gonna be able to perform, most likely at least. And then she did a poem on it. I'm like, I gotta get in here.
and we're
But
so
thank
glad
you for
that you
having me.
pulled
I
over
appreciate
and
it.
were able to share that with us. That was amazing. Yeah, if you got another little short one while you in the parking lot, man, like we feel blessed to hear it.
she's gone.
Poof.
Wait,
Just
what?
like that. Yeah. Yeah, she said mic drop.
I'm
Hey, if you
sorry, you wanted an encore? I mean, I have to do something right now, but
yeah. Okay, I mean if you
my
ain't got
bad.
the time for it, don't worry about it. We'll be here for a little
Maybe
longer.
at the end.
All right, bet. We'll
Yeah,
keep you
we'll
on the
see.
list there at the end. We'll loop
We'll see.
around. Tonight's going pretty good. We got quite a few fantastic poets in the house tonight, so we might keep this thing rolling a little longer than we normally do. So yeah,
Can I
thank
say
you
one
so
thing
much.
to Kittay? Your
Go
voice
for it.
is like Gilda Radner when she did Rosanna Adana. You're a little young for that, but you should go look at Rosanna Adana on Google Saturday Night Live, and you'll see that your vocal style is similar.
Definitely dope, man. Dope. I love when the community shares like that too and opens our minds to new artists and like we all trying to expand in this creative realm. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really appreciate it. But we're gonna keep things moving now. And coming up next, we got the Generalissimo himself, Brian Franco. If you can unmute yourself and bless us with your word, brother, we'd love to hear 'em.
Shalom. How I'm glad to be here. It's been a little while since the last time I was here. I'm sorry I had to neglect you, Thomas. Let me go ahead and the first poem is going to be in the it's the World Poetry Day anthology by Moonstone Arts in Philadelphia, and say there's going to be an anthology reading on Zoom. I'll put all that in my chat after I finish. Also Saturday I have a workshop with Tumble Words, and I'll put all that information, including the link to go to it in the chat. The first is like I said, in the World Poetry Day anthology by Moonstone Arts in Philadelphia. This is called Why I Should Have Majored in Meteorology. Every poem I write is born as a thought inside my soul. Sometimes thoughts dissipate into forgettable. Sometimes thoughts take root into psyche. Thoughts that take root often communicate with other thoughts lying dormant in cerebral nooks and crannies, rooting around, waiting to make connections, attaching to new thoughts in the same way trees of differing species communicate via their roots. These conjoined thoughts trigger their owner to think more thoughts that flow like wind and twirl like twisters. These weathered patterns of words become poems. When a poet speaks a poem, vocal cords find rhythm through vibrations in varying volumes. Then written words speak to other poets who read said poems in their own voices with their own vocal cords in varying volumes, as if they originated from their own thoughts inside their souls. Because the volume of a poem is not about vocal cord vibrations, but how one exposes their soul. I have two more poems, if that's okay. The next one is called This on the Edibility of Onion Skins. I don't recognize who I see in the mirror. It's not the unkempt beard or the baggage under my eyes. It's the onion trapped inside my soul, unable to peel away its inedible outer layers. Because my heart has been broken so many times, its skin is made of several haphazardly wrapped layers of duct tape, frayed edges attracting bodily detritus like a lint trap in a dryer, encased in mistakes and wrong decisions, furthering inaccessibility, creating an impenetrable barrier to love and happiness that can't be breached via sad love songs, or tear jerkers, or ear nibbles, or slow-moving fingertips. There is no prince charming, capable of kissing away history. Munitions experts would be wasting their time with dynamite. Superman might go blind if he tried to melt it with his stare. I am resigned to accept my permanently damaged heart, beating and trying to find ways to find love despite all the duct tape and detritus that might only exist inside my mind. And I'll do just one more, which is called, what is it called? It's called Incursion on Filet Mignon. After he cut off a charred edge of steak, before he bit the first bite, he impaled the steak with a steak knife, which stood at a perfect 90-degree angle perpendicular to the steak. He fancied himself a Viking on a pillage. The steak was a sentry to a castle he breached. The knife was a sword that had last belonged to his great uncle. He swiped the sliver of charred meat into the au jus, cooling in the plate, then dipped it into mashed potatoes sprinkled with black pepper freshly ground from a 1-foot-tall solid wood pepper mill his sister gave him as a housewarming gift. He savored the savory bite. As his teeth chewed, his taste buds invaded his brain with endorphins, which found decompression with a single sanguine swallow of Syrah, sending his satiety into a detention until he could attack his dinner again. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody unmute and give it up for Generalissimo.
That was amazing. Those are both amazing poems.
So well said, Megas. He always leaves me hungry for more. I tell my wife I got some steaks defrosting in the sink right now that I'm gonna fry up after this, man. So thank you, man.
Wait a minute, does that mean I should drive up to Canada for steak?
Hey, if you can make it here in time, boy, they're gonna get eaten up quick. But if you close by, you always got a room here. We got a spare bedroom. You always welcome, brother. You know that. We love you. As Shocky calls you uncle. And me and Shocky are becoming like, siblings over here, so I might have to adopt you as my uncle coming up here soon. So, don't get all freaked out when you have another niecey and nephew running around out here. We love you, brother. Thank you for showing up and thank you for sharing such beautiful words for us all, man. We really appreciate it. So we're gonna keep this thing rolling, and I noticed Casey had joined in, and I don't believe I asked them if they wanted to read. So Casey, if you would like to read, drop something in the chat. Let me know. We'll add you onto the list here.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. All right.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna add you on the list. So coming up next, so we got Principe. Welcome back. Coming back every Friday to come share the blessings and the poems and the words with us, man. We appreciate it so much. So yeah, if you can unmute yourself and bless us with them words.
I will be reading my poem called "What a Lonely Man Does." Cord around my DNA is thin. I clutch onto it as if it's home, holding onto it strongly because I need to feel. I want to feel satisfaction. The devil in the red dress always catch my eye, my lusty black eyes. To the lady of the night, you are my comfort, a temperance. I am addicted to the feeling. Like a substitute teacher, it's just a feeling for what I lack. That's my poem.
Yeah, everybody unmute and give it up for Prince P. That was dope.
Yeah.
Love it. The
Yeah, good
visuals on
stuff.
that too, like, oh, you painted a picture for us all, and we appreciate you, man. That was beautiful, beautiful. All right, so let's keep things rolling now. Um, we have the lovely Terri Rose. So Terri, if you could please unmute yourself and bless us with some words. I think she's still here. Oh no, she might. Oh no, she might have taken off. Oh no, we didn't get to Terri. No. Uh, she done jettisoned. All right, so we're gonna move on in. Um, I believe Kel S. It's your first time here.
Sorry, yes, it's my first time. Kels.
Kels. All right, Kels. So, yeah, everybody, if you can unmute real quick and give a big hoot, holler, and shout, open minds, open arms, open heart. Welcome
Yeah.
to
Welcome to
Kels.
Open Minds. Yeah, Kel S. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hi, Cal. Us.
Woo! Thank you so much. Thank you for the space. I'm gonna get into these and then get out your way. This first poem is called Rescue. I will rescue you. I'm sorry. I will come back for you in the way that I initially walked the tightrope to get to you, in the way that I perfectly paid perfection on the wind to give you life. You are my X's and O's. You are majestic understanding, making right all the injustices that tend to seep through the cracks of pointed conversations. I will return to you where spaces have blanketed sorrows and they find my comfort, where love is wild and passion doesn't masquerade as lust. I'll return to you with handfuls of grace, leaving breadcrumbs of forgiveness that we may find our way. We will sit and warm ourselves with the flames of inspiration and be relieved at the peaceful extinguishing of them with our tears. Because you wait patiently for me with arms wide open, in boundless space, in streams of redemption, I will come back for you as the boomerang does the hand, as surely as the sun does the sky, as the rain does the sea. I will come back to you back to back as if it feels like there was a break. Patience blesses me, ink rescues me, and I will come back for you.
Uh, Kels, what is good? Welcome to
Oh,
Open Minds,
no.
Open Mic. You got another one for us, please?
Yes. Just a second here. Okay, this piece is called Game Over. Go nap. Because you couldn't recognize a goddess or a queen if it was standing in front of you. But this ain't a game, boy. And I'm telling you to go nap because you're sleeping on me. But I'll be the Greek before you play your next step. Believe I'll bow out before I bow down. Ain't too proud? Well, I am now. I can't survive off of undernourished intent. That's the same thing the road to hell is paved in. I started meditating on my yoga mat, and you just want to take me on my yoga mat. Can't connect because you don't care about what I care about, and that's on me. Because what you think about, you bring about, like the trees bring the leaves. I've been throwing caution to the wind, trying to pray it away and fast, but sometimes how long you pray is how long the faith lasts. Just like sometimes how long you play is how long the game lasts. But this game is over. Phone.
Yo, Kels, what? That was
Ooh, that was
dope.
fucking
Yeah.
dope. I love it.
Spectacular.
Yo, for real, everyone, give it up for Kels. Welcome to the
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. Great to have new voices on the mic.
Yeah,
Thank
we hope
you.
to see you next Friday and the following Friday and the Friday after that. If you ain't got nothing else to do, you got a family right here that loves you. So come join us more often. That was beautiful. Um, and we have another newcomer, I believe. Casey, have you been here before? Or did we meet on another open mic?
This is my first time. I met you a couple days ago. It was Shaki's workshop.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Bet. Thank you for coming
Yeah.
by. Shout out to Shocky. I know she had to take off, whatever, but big shout out to Shocky and that workshop. It was dope, man. Reworked my mind on how metaphors should be used and such. So, yeah, I'm excited to hear what you got for us. Everybody,
Oh, thank
let's give a big open mind, open arms, open heart welcome to Casey.
Welcome to Open Minds. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Let's see. So let's see which ones. Okay, I'll do a couple poems. Everyone can hear me? Cool. Well, I just pull it up then. What if trees were upside down, their roots in the clouds? What if trees grew sideways? What if they grew horizontally, primarily? Wouldn't that be a wonderful Dr. Seussian world? Laying down on the green carpet on the hill, rolling a little, legs outstretched toward the cloudless blue sky, pointing here and there, pine branches and needles above. I see a pelican in flight, a lone pelican. It flies above me. How graceful. What a sight. This next one, working title is Bird Concert. I walk through free concerts generously given by winged creatures with extraordinary voices, singing loudly, singing brightly. How can such volume, such intricacy come from such a small physical physique? Like the guest of honor or witch patron, I am greeted with such gusto. They sing on slim, slender moving platforms. No stability, no resistance, just giving in to the winds and to the weight of other things, like a tightrope walker balancing on instability, yet confident to also sing full out, with a full heart, with a full breath, with a full vibrato, then trill, never stopping, never missing a beat, as it wavers perched precariously on the platform of the slender wavering branch. It sings gloriously, greeting the rising sun, greeting me, meeting the cold, crisp air like a good friend. And this is just a random thought from my journal. I want to be a badass like Ajahn Tate, which is like a Thai Buddhist monk, not afraid of death. And when he was diagnosed with cancer, he just laughed. I have an angry poem. I don't know if you guys want to hear it or if there's enough time. But I don't know. You guys might think I'm like psycho.
I love anger.
We feed off anger and love and hate and joy and laughter. We love all the emotions of the spectrum of the human mind. So bring it to us. Make us feel angry after this.
Oh, okay, awesome. I wrote this morning. It's been swirling in my head. So everything that I've written is just like rough stuff. But I was just like, oh, it's called Spinning Revenge. Been in bed, my mind spinning, plotting revenge, but my heart is at cheetah speeds. I'm panting, reeking tears. How can I? Am I an obliterated mess, even before I take action against those filthy medical practitioners that dare to call themselves medical professionals? A guise, a misnomer at best. They're professional abusers doing harm, protected by the law and lies they record. Mind you, I will get back at those fucking medical social workers at supposed prestigious Stanford University Hospital that get paid to sit on their asses and at best do nothing. And when they don't know what to do, they call the cops on you only because you're depressed and calling for help. But first they call and fucking yell at you. I will get back at that fucking male doctor who castrated me, stuck his finger up me too many times, the last several speaking slightly inappropriate sexual murmurs, whispers, so not even others in the room could hear. But I once, after he gave me a pat on the shoulder and smiled obnoxiously. I like to cut off his balls and decapitate his most prized appendage possession, make him squeal like a pig at the slaughterhouse, to take away his manhood like he took away my womanhood. But make it twice as painful. No anesthesia, no painkillers, just a jagged knife held by the hands of an amateur, cutting here, there, everywhere to make up for the thousands of women you have cut up, you bastard. Then I will move on to your dear ones. Then to your bastard nurses who emotionally abused me and medical assistant, and then to all your bastard social workers, and then to your resident doctor, acting like she cared, like she did, but her true colors finally showed. I will get to her too. You fucking bastards hiding your abuses and evils under the stupid prestigious institute called Stanford that I want to burn down. All of it. I hate you, Stanford. And yeah, that was probably a little bit too much, but yeah, I was just writing about my journey through cancer and that they fucking took out like all my fucking fetal organs and fucked with me. So that's probably too much information.
Hey,
So
you know
I'm
what? We
Not
are
at all.
glad that you are alive. That's not too much information. That's just the right amount of anger. It could have even been more. We still love and support you, and thank you for still being alive so you could share that with us. We really appreciate that. Much love, and
oh,
thank you for showing up tonight.
thank you.
Um, so I'm having such a great time. Normally we let this thing run for 2 hours, but we still got a lot of amazing poets in the room here. I think we should go for round two. What do you guys think? Yeah, we are all right. So I tried to clean up the list a bit based on who we have left. I'm gonna go ahead and post that list now. If that looks okay to you guys, if there's people on there that aren't here, if there's people on there that don't want to spit, let me know. We'll adjust it as we go. But yeah, I wasn't really expecting to go to round two, so I dedicate this to Frog Corpse. It was a Halloween poem that I wrote, and I know he's all about that grimy gore and actually Robert, remember when we was last Friday you mentioned that magazine article that was what was it called? Massacre or chainsaws, cigarettes and what was that?
The last one was motherfuckers.
Yeah, chainsaw cigarettes and motherfuckers, right? So I'm coming up with a fucking graphic image for it, and this is the piece I'm gonna submit to the magazine. Inspired by you, inspired by Frog Corpse. This is a little. I didn't write this. I channeled some psychopathic, demonic serial killer, and they put this to pen. So this is called just my Halloween poem. I'll rename it for the magazine article, obviously, but layers of thick rust lay beneath this blood encrusted razor blade coated in pus, kid. It's just a phase. Smoke break. The doctor said before I slayed his daughter in the most horrific way my brain could contemplate. Stretching the skin to the limits, so much blood I could swim in it. Took a nap in the back of a stolen pickup truck. Covered myself in the ooze from my last victim's guts. I am floating in cum. My gums are coated in some sort of fluid. I don't know where it's from, but the taste is so familiar, reminiscent of the first time I killed a crow, showered in the blood flow of a less respected soul. I am beyond death, the last breath of so many foes, screaming to let him go, a demon stealing souls. Flawless brutality is my mentality. I am a Geist sent from an alternate reality. So, yeah, I hope that captured what I was trying to capture with that.
Woo!
Yeah, if y'all want to unmute and give it up.
Nice.
Wow,
Woohoo.
that was froggy.
That was Froggy.
Right?
It was
Very
so
froggy.
scary. I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Oh, I'm gonna keep robbing up all night with that one. Oh. All right. So yeah, we're gonna keep this thing moving again. And since we had him as the feature, he's gonna be the first person on this round two. I know he's gonna have to scramble through and see what he's gonna do, but yeah, I present to you the Frog Corpse himself.
Summer is a coming, arise, arise. All right, that was some Agalock shit. All right, and so
I love it. I love it.
this is magpies and maypoles for summer. Asters mourn O Stara by summer's Teltian games, coveted in a Lythan meadow since the last burning of Beltane. Begonias wilt with glee by sun, as black and gray lay charred and dead. A limbering torch alights the sky by the scorn of the evening red. Lunasa blessed our wheat and rye, plucked sheaths for wreathing bend. Greeting Samhain as Mabon leaves, so the harvest may feed our kin. Oft, O crones, gather round, near the summit to ascend, offering fruits for Ceres' rule, while hoping your soil will then yield again. Since the cutting weaved the painting, corn children sleep amongst the seeds, till the ploughing of an Imbolc frost uproots the first of spring. And element asphyxia. Yellow light beads on sullen street, effervescently illuminating wet worms and trees, casting shadow in the yard. I dream, lost in my vision, forgetting if it's summer or spring. Wide-eyed toward the comets, flagpoles clink amongst the night, pondering on a life never showing face nor sight. Thus further into the dark I travel, welcomed by its embrace. Somewhere into the woods I went, picking out where I would hang. Should my portrait soon be found by the wondering eyes that would stumble, would they see a hanging man or a fool who fell in love? Finally, rainfall. I loathed the wind on days were dreary, reminded of her alone in spirit. Silence abounds, stirred, lamented, a bastion of my own bereavement. Air thus howled in dark and calm, I dreamt her distance as my own. A fickle heart under gloomy clouds, the birds hath sang the morning sound. I fought the day, I fought the yawn, from waters poured on garden lawn. Her image paced within my mind, no spring could drown a lover's cry. And perchance I happened to grasp a breath, this lover died sentenced to death. The current comes on Friday's storm, sprig and leaf, lovers torn, uprooted from this watered town. A hole was left where thoughts were found, and as the breeze moves through mist, sway alone to dream a lover's kiss. I found my love on the precipice of a teetering cedar. Tumbrel water by gibbet hands I greet her. Tiber knowledge splitting pair to feed fear. Besom smile, sweeping features from leaf litter. Axe and ride, Porsche's climbing to fifth gear. A coven riled by a sovereign sees that salt built out of piles, reed and wind as broom pills. Ashen house rubbing wand ignites the wicker. Circle calls, her cauldron bubbles dripping clear. Dancing wild under owl a night seer. Lunar heights, blessed be the reaching near of a night. Bewitching cries rang from field as she came.
Yo, the fucking performance as always. Frog chords, booze, fucking opening up our mind, blowing our minds, bro. Yo, what a wonderful fucking feature. What a wonderful fucking encore. Yo, and you my dude, man. We've been chatting a lot over chat. I think I've spent like 10 hours chatting with you in the last 2 weeks, man, and I feel like we've
Yup.
become pretty tight, man. And yeah, you my
Indeed,
homie,
most
bro.
deaf.
Like, yeah, dude, like fucking hey, thanks for coming out and sharing all that with us, man. That's so dope. Um, but we gotta keep this thing moving because we got someone literally in movement who's part waiting for us and we are all waiting for them. So yeah, Kittay, if you could share another piece with us, we would appreciate it very much.
Yeah, definitely. So this one I actually wrote on, I think it was, yeah, it was on Sunday. And I was going to read it at a poetry slam that I went to, but then I decided against it and I read my sister's poem. But um, this is about my best friend who passed away, so it's a little sad. I went to the casino yesterday and took a break to use the bathroom and thought I saw you in there. I was washing my hands and glanced up to see the same shade of red hair I'd recognize anywhere. I couldn't help but stare. She even had on the same kind of clothing you would wear. For those few moments, I was entranced. I observed how her voice sounded different from yours, her face more round, her eyes blue, yours brown, her body more curves, kind of like how yours was before the chemo and cancer ravaged your body and turned you into a weakened skeletal shell of a being. I still find it crazy how 6 months later you were ripped away from this earth. I didn't think it would take you so quick. I thought we'd have more time to spend. The girl I watched in the mirror glanced at me a few times as I was washing my hands, possibly wondering why I kept glancing over at her. I was just checking to see if she was still there. It felt kind of comforting. If she had asked why I kept staring, I don't think I'd be able to tell her it's because you look just like my best friend who died. I probably would have told a truth and a lie. I'm sorry. I was staring because you're so beautiful. I would have meant it, but that wasn't why. There have only been 2 times since I lost my best friend in 2020 where I saw someone who resembled her. I vividly remember both times because it was as if I were hypnotized. It felt like she was by my side again, but that's my brain playing tricks on me. It wasn't real, just pretend. On her birthday, February 23rd, I wrote a short poem as a tribute to our friendship. One more year without you here. I miss you so much, my dear. Maybe one day we shall meet again. But until that day comes, I hope you rest in peace, my friend. Today is 28 degrees and it snowed overnight, so I can't make it to your gravesite. Does it even matter? You're with me now and forever after. I miss your voice and hearing your laughter, but I can still remember it as vividly as before you left this earth to journey elsewhere. In my mind and in my heart, I cherish the imprint you left, the mark of your presence that I hold on to. I don't have to try too hard to remember because you were my best friend, my non-biological sister. We spent countless amounts of time together. I know you're watching over me, proud of the new life I've been cultivating. Thank you for all the memories and for the hope you've instilled in me. I love you for all of eternity. Can I hear a big fuck cancer from the audience, please?
Fuck
Fuck cancer.
cancer!
Answer. Fuck
Fuck
cancer.
cancer!
Fuck
God rest
cancer.
her soul. Hey, she's here with us
Thank you.
tonight. She's here with us tonight, and we have all this love and energy. And thank you for sharing her spirit with you. You, in fact, inspired
Absolutely.
me. At the end of the show, whoever sticks around, I want to read a poem that I wrote about my best friend who passed away too. So,
Oh,
Just so you,
I would
because you
love to
inspired
hear it.
me. Yeah,
Great reading,
like
Kittay.
Mattie inspired you. You inspired me now to read a piece, but I'll save it till the end. Yeah, she's here with us, and that was beautiful, and I felt a lot of those things
Exactly.
too.
Like
Like,
I feel the same way, and that's why I'm like, you're not with me now, but does it even matter? No, I said, hold on.
yeah,
I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I
I
said.
have
Hold
a
up.
line almost like that. Like I might be gone, but I'm not. But think of me, and I'll live on. Like,
Oh, I said, today is 28 degrees and it snowed overnight, so I can't make it to your gravesite. Does it even matter? You're with me now and forever after.
yeah,
And like, I can still hear and like, I can even smell her sometimes. Like, we were so close to each other. And the more that I come, like, I will share about my sister as well, who fucked the medical system, like, period, just saying. I'm in Massachusetts also, so I'm in the States. I know you guys are in
yeah,
Canada.
we're in
It's tough.
Canada now, so thank God. I mean, it took me
Yeah,
33 years, 34 years to get here, but I finally got a doctor to check me over.
yeah, that's good. But yeah, but my best friend took care of my sister and I. She basically raised me. So
It's amazing.
that's why it was like extra hard for me. Like
Yeah,
I
because you
mean,
couldn't do the
I
same
went through
for
a lot
her.
of grief. Yeah. Well, I lost them a year and 21 days apart from each other.
Oh, fuck
My
yeah, that's one up
sister,
another 1-2
yeah, my
punch out right
sister
there.
passed June 4th, 2019. And then my best friend went um June 25th, 2020.
Mm.
So yeah, it was really rough, but I got through it, and I'm very grateful that I'm still alive and I'm still here, because to
Yeah.
be quite honest with all of you, I should not be, but I am for a reason.
Yo, same here. I almost got survivor's guilt because I've lost so many friends. And like I don't know, like me, like if we would have placed a bet when we was 13, like who's gonna live the longest, I wouldn't have been at the top of that list. And yet I'm here sharing love and light and helping people through hard times. And so I'm so glad that you were able to share that with us and share the memories of some beautiful, amazing people that really touched you in your life. And I feel like their souls now will carry on with us. With every smile we give, they will shine a little bit brighter because of what you share with us. And I appreciate you for that. I really do. And I know it's hard to fucking say those words sometimes. I heard you tearing up a little bit halfway through it, and I almost fucking started crying too, because I know what it's like. And just yeah, thank you so much for that. So yeah, if we all want to give it up and send some love to Kittay, let's do that.
Let's go, Kittay. Thanks for sharing. That was great.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it. The more that I read it, the more that I will desensitize myself, in a sense, I guess. But you know I've
It'll be
had
hard
that
every
thought
time.
about my sisters. Yeah. I was gonna say I've had that thought about my sister's poems too, but sometimes it hits me really fucking hard. And it's like, it's been 4 years since my sister went, 3 years since my best friend went,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's been about 4 years since my
you
best
don't
friend. Yeah, and I still cry. I tear up every fucking time trying to read it too. Like I feel you.
yeah, you don't get over grief or loss, you just learn how to live with it. That's all.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to do a shout out on here real quick. I
Yeah.
run a group on Facebook, and it is called Loss of a Special Needs Sibling. So if anyone in here knows someone, or you yourself have lost a special needs sibling, um,
Post the link in
please
the
feel
chat.
free to join.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
post the link in
will.
the chat. Usually I go through the chat text afterwards because I get a saved text document and it has all the links in it, and I like to kind of send it out like in our Open Minds email blast. So send a link to the chat. I'll make sure everyone gets it. You know, everyone not just everyone that was here tonight, but everyone that going. So yeah, we're gonna keep this thing moving though. Post some links. Coming up next. Hey, thank you so much, sir, for being here. Laureate, hey, you killed it the first round. I'm so excited to hear what you got more. I'm quickly becoming one of your number one fans, bro, and I hope you
Oh,
make it
wow.
here every Friday you're able to. So let's all give it up for Lee Eric.
Thank you. Kittay, where in Massachusetts are you from? Oh, guess she's not. Okay, she must be driving. Whatever. So I was going to read a poem about my friend that passed away, but I changed my mind. So earlier, Gustav sent me a message about this New Order poster that's behind me. And I used to work in the music industry. I worked in college radio, wrote for a fanzine. I managed an HMV record store for 4 years. But I will never travel through this universe as the lead singer of a heavy metal rock band. I will not unleash a pitting, uncensored oral assault against your tortured, bloody soul with punishing black metal blackness. I am profusely underqualified for this job, incapable of intoning incantations to conjure the mighty Prince of Darkness, Lord of Uber Doom, Ozzy Osbourne. I am not from Norway or Sweden, nor am I capable of producing the demonic vomit and straight razor guttural vocal growls that slam out of your stereo to incinerate your bowels until the putrid eardrum bursting shrieks a la Rob Halford spew forth, shattering not just the glass, but the dying cohesive window of your dying hellfire soul. I will never be the lead singer of a heavy metal rock band because I do not have brutally long hair. I cannot fathom the pummeling thought of having to change my name to some faux metallic porn star moniker such as Leif Erich Sperm. Also, I've always been unable to decipher the cryptic font of the printed names of the bands, most likely inscribed by Lucifer himself with ink of iron slag dross and black venom spit etched across the latest record album cover that will sell millions of copies to your consumer crazed children, bearing such fashionably caustic names as Lamb of God, Cradle of Filth, Hecate Enthroned, Pig Destroyer, Emperor, Akrasicauda, Falkenbach, and Satyricon. I am not a sorcerer. I am not Cerberus. I do not possess the angst, the spit and shit to accomplish this gargantuan megalith. I will not be Jack the Ripper. I will not be the Phantom Knight. I will not be a heavy metal rock star. I am not pain. I am not hate. I am not darkness. I am not blackness. I can never be a heavy metal rock star. I ain't metal. I ain't heavy. I am light. Thank you.
Ooh, boy.
Eric, I can get you some long hair with attachments.
Hey, I ain't metal. I am light, he said. I ain't heavy.
And I think your name of your group should be Ruler of Filth.
Yo, that performance was so intense and so passionate, like, and just
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you
And
for
I
coming
can
through,
tell you,
man.
I saw Agalloch live, and they're a better studio band, but they did rock live.
Hey, everyone here tonight, though, I think has been killing it live, crushing it. And so we're gonna keep this thing flowing. Coming up next, we have the bearer of light himself, the lantern carrier. Could you bless us with some more words, brother?
Thank you, thank you. Birds sing harmoniously in the breaking dawn, and the kiss of joy within is precious. Sunrise shimmers on a brightly lit flower as my soul dances, enamored by the hue of its luster. Light zephyrs waltz a soft melody, playing the hauntingly eloquent strings of Mozart like a regal symphony. My heart drinks from a plethora of happiness, wooing my core with its magic. Without you, my queen, grief blanketed my gaze with its veil, leaving me fallen in despair, a shipwrecked vessel, awaiting rescue tankers to take me home. Yet you came, a vast canopy of love, offering solace in my demise. Each moment without you created endless agony, and my arteries were tied with oxygen impeded to the cells. Now you've merged like strands and sitar, and the harmonies make all else seem meaningless. Only you can satiate the longing in this vessel, my beloved, only you. For as long as you remain visible and available, nobody else will ever matter to me. That's one. Earth speaks of my whole. We rise by lifting others. Earth speaks of my holiness like prayers, concealed within the agony of my heart's longing for happiness. Bluebirds partake in this heavenly romance, even as they chirp in distant foliage amidst the silent glimmer of dawn. Within a pervading stillness, a vista of cascading rose-pink leaves elevates my receptive soul. If one can escape the chatter of unruly emotions, love will fill the silence with 1,000 worth of glories. Like vermilion roses, we rise by lifting others, affect Mother Gaia by the vibrations we offer to the world. Magnolias offered with sincere intentions will only unfold beauty, even as the parched earth grows green, grateful for the blessings of torrential rain. Where there is love in the soil, there will be radiance in the flowers. If there's fuel in the wood, it will ignite with flames of light. Gray skies devoid of the sun are not going to provide warmth, neither will a dark night glisten, lamenting the loss of a waning moon. Oh, love, I have become so full of worldliness that my untamed mind converses with 1,000 thoughts, seldom listens to the dictates of the inner synagogue. I entreat you to elevate my heart so that, like an iridescence of stars, I will inspire humanity even in our darkest nights. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Yo, I couldn't even type this one out fast enough. He said, my untamed mind converses with 1,000 thoughts. Yo, Lantern. I'm gonna
There
say it
aren't
again.
enough superlatives for your work, Lantern Carrier.
Right? Like how do you even describe
Yeah.
I just
They come to me.
I just say thank you for your blessings every time, because
Thank you, thank you.
like brother, oh, you hit me
It,
right
it,
here.
it all relates to the spiritual because the mind is seen as a culprit. You know, it's
Yeah.
restless, it's boisterous, it runs around like a monkey. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm sure you're with me with what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, and
Yeah, it's not an easy thing if you have to think about bills and what you're going to eat and where you're going to sleep. You know, so many thoughts.
yeah. But I always try to bring it back to the Brahmin, and that's why I always say, hey, it's good to see you in
Yeah,
this form, right? I like
indeed,
to see you in
indeed.
this form.
Yeah.
Experiencing all of life and all its beauty and the perspective of you, my good sir. We all love to enjoy that perspective of
Next
life.
week I'll do namaste for you.
Oh, that would I would love to hear that. Yeah, so beautiful, Lantern Carrier, as all. And thank you for being such a mainstay at Open Minds. It really
Thank
means a
you,
lot
thank
to
you,
my
thank
wife
you.
and
You
I to
offering
have
me the
you.
platform. The giver and the receiver both are essential in life.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we appreciate everything you do. Um, as well as this other person who's a mainstay and holds a big place in my wife and I's heart. She out in Hawaii right now looking suntanned and stuff. She got some sun kicking up in her. I ain't seen the sun in a minute. We've been surrounded by snow, so absorb all that light you can and then just consciously reflect it through the screen to us because we need it. But yeah, um. Let's all give it up for Mattie, aka baby.
Yo, I genuinely don't know what to read. I'm torn. Do you have any requests, Tom?
Okay.
I hate all of my shit right now, like all of
You
it
hate all
across
your shit. All right,
all
read
of
the
it. Yeah.
read the poem that you hate the most. That's what
Okay.
the fuck I
That's
want.
that's love.
Damn. Damn. That's a really good question. You know what? Okay, fine. That's funny because the poem I hate the most is the one I asked Megas. I was like, listen, what should I read? And he like quoted a line from this, and I was like, I had read this poem a couple of times before, and I was like, I got too vulnerable with that. I shouldn't have read that. And so now I hate that poem because I got too vulnerable. So fine, I'll read it. Okay. Boo. All right. It's called Sugar. A study on the prevalence of chemical coping in childhood veterans. New finding. We find cooperation to be synonymous with consent, despite how studies show that two bodies cope differently with the same weapon, whether holstered at the hip, the breast, the throat, or the fist. My brother is a chef, my sister is a lawyer, and I am a trigger finger with poor discipline. The body demands an answer from me, and I drink. The body questions a feeling, and I answer. I can be the liquor. I can be the answer. And I'll be 27 next week, and I can numb you cold like a body. A drink in hand is anesthetic, nerve block. My sympathetic nervous system's preferred drink of choice is to fawn. Pour a cold one to freeze up till dawn comes like I'm frostbitten, cold feet, or a study on child sacrifice, fossils who survived their own ritual killing. After living through the bloodletting, I meet an ugly traveler at 19 years old, and together we both barely get the phone bill, but we always pay the bar tab in full. Both drink till the belly bloat and then drink another. So we get married at 23 because we found a plot of land together to call home and still see our cemetery backyard in the future. You and I are similar because something is starving in the kitchen. You and I both deny the rape kit at 15. Inject a synergistic drug instead that will make blood blisters in our esophagus someday, because either way, the result, the case against him, the verdict, it will not make this feel anything better than numb. Jailbait, prepubescent, bite-sized police puppy with a big mouth. Bloodbath out of a single command. A simple word is all it takes. So we bury the children's clothes that belong to us, and then we call our mothers. We never forget the child. Weep at a movie trailer. Weep at a commercial for early 2000s, at a film, at a horror. If I drink too much these days, I get sleep paralysis. My vocal cords stuck and sticky on a single horrific gurgle. No such thing as poison except the dosage. I have too much medicine and my comfortable numbness becomes quadriplegic. New finding, child abusers will always make picture perfect holiday cards and effortless picket fence made of iron and wrapped in barbed wire, fresh coat of eggshell white painted for the neighbors. And now look at us. Nobody to walk us down the aisle, but can make a crime scene out of any day of the week. Healed ourselves into a scar, and now we can retire these canine teeth to a nice handle, a choke collar of our own choosing, to leach out the poison and turn our blood solid and saccharine. New finding, carbon tetrachloride is a carcinogen, undetectable outside of the smell of it, something like candy corn. You woke up next to me after a bottle of cheap whiskey and smelled like Halloween. Sugar, pre-diabetic breath. Ketoacidotic smell of putrefied liquor in the liver, leaking out the mouth. I am the liquor. I am a macabre costume, trying too hard to pretend it's October 31st, 365 days of the year. Where is the body? Where did he kill you? Where did the touch become deadly? Maybe we're all trying to drink away some kind of shame, like a phantom limb sickness or a prayer for my sleep paralysis demon to come tonight, fight back the hell in me, and I get some rest for once. I left my good shut-eye behind in Illinois. They find my bones in the attic, in the cement, the kitchen incinerator. I cannot get myself to choke down a solid meal. He killed me in front of the family room. He slaughtered me for breakfast every day. We're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of my funeral, and still I'm hiding bodies under the sink, in the pine salt bottle, the pocket flask where nobody looks. Last year, I filed my tax return without my mom's help for once and saw the generational trauma in numbers alone. My mother's IRS sought the same ransom as I do. Like, what have we already paid and now we're owed? Like, can I cash in on my liquor? Like, the sirens in the bottle call me in a Kraken song to drink, to stuff myself with liquid, to smother with ether, drown the baby in the bathwater, make of me a simple drug interaction. 10 years later, my name is Baby still, and I'm a functional alcoholic, and I hold down a job, and I arrive for work whenever nobody is looking. I clock in ugly. The boss kicks a kiss from her to me, her salacious sick sister, and I know she is as ugly as I am on a Sunday night. Neither of us remember how to pray without the hangover over our shoulder. And the ugly does a death dance at the club on a weeknight. I tell myself, I know how to have a good time. I know I'm stronger with a stiff drink in my hand. I know how to hold my liquor and fight back. I know not to puke at the party, to go outside, fumble my hands into an alleyway and kiss the garbage again, to dump my own death inside the bin where nobody looks.
Yo, Kittay was over there. Ain't never heard you like that. And she's like blowing her mind over there. Remember, I asked her to spit her least favorite poem. That was fucking full of harsh truths and ugliness and pain. That's why it's her least favorite. But at the same time, it's one of the greatest poems ever written. And like, I know it's hard for you to recite that, and I thank you for reciting it for us because every time you recite that for us, it takes that power of that monster away, right? And it lessens it all. Because if you share that pain with all of us, we can all accept it. We can all take little bits of it, and we can all melt it away within our hearts.
Thanks,
Because
y'all.
our combined light will shine through any darkness. So thank you for sharing that with us. That was beautiful. We fucking love you. My wife's over there too on the couch. So we fucking love you. She just can't reach the screen from here, but we all love you. I see Daniel Fernandes showed up, so I'm adding him to the back of the list here. Next week we are actually featuring Daniel Fernandes. He just released his first book. And I kind of blame all of us crazy ass poets that he's encountered over the last couple months in these open mics that just kept fucking encouraging him and just saying, yo, like, fucking, Casey, thank you. That was a good freestyle quote that I just came up with. I love it. But yeah, Daniel is gonna be featuring next Friday. He's got a book release coming out, or it just came out, so we're gonna try to promote that. Um, nice. He's got nah, nah. I'll say sorry. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's it. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep this thing moving. Up next, we have the Magus, Gustav, Salas, King of the Pal. Oh, my wife's over here writing a song about you right now as we speak. So yeah. Wait, what's Elemental always say? The man with the most gusto, Gustav. Hit it, baby.
Hey everybody. Okay, I didn't know what to do, but Lee Eric reminded me of a poem. I'm gonna do two pieces. This first one is called Punk Rock Bonafides or Punk Rock Name Dropping. It's a list poem of all the punk rock bands I have seen, with apologies to anyone that I may have left off. The Ramones, The Clash, Buzzcocks, Susie and the Banshees, Gang of Four, Iggy Pop, Killing Joke, Lords of the New Church, Bad Religion, Bad Brains, Black Market Baby, Government Issue, Scream, Faith, Madhouse, Rites of Spring, Minor Threat, Fugazi, Dead Kennedys, Dead Milkmen, Guar, Minutemen, Misfits, Mission of Burma, Social Distortion, Husker Du, Battle of the Battalion of Saints, L7, 7 Seconds, 999, 9353, Public Image Limited, PIL, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, DRI, True Sounds of Liberty, TSOL, AFI, GBH, DOA, X. Green Day, The Offspring, Corrosion of Conformity, Dag Nasty, Lunachicks, Bikini Kill, Le Tigre, Meat Puppets, The Mekons, Nation of Ulysses, Psi Voyatsi, Ujis Medoma, Imperial Teen, and Butthole Surfers. And that's punk rock name dropping called Punk Rock Bonafides.
You lucky motherfucker. I wish I would have seen an eighth of those bands live, dude. Like, fuck, dude. Yeah.
And to cap this off, I'm going to do the first poem I ever did at Open Minds, Open Mic. This is one of my favorites. It's called The Gaian Epiphany. I've just had an epiphany. It's all become clear like cut glass crystal from Tiffany that all of this, all we see, we're an organism, interplanetary. God, we're Gaia, we're chaos born. We're not some womb from which we're torn, but rather we're one single entity, one world of infinite diversity. E pluribus unum is one way to put it. And until you see it, your third eye's hooded from the beauty of this revelation, for you must see the implication. Sex, race, religion, these are artificial memes. And by dividing, we've conquered our own higher dreams of evolving into the Gaia mind. Or you're willfully choosing to be blind? Then you devolve to become what you believe. Outside this whole as you perceive, a parasite on this earth, our host, you always hurt what you love the most. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost are patriarchy's highest toast, and monotheism's predicted a disaster. But our destiny we can master, and our higher minds illuminate that ours is Gaia's fate, and the tree of life you must not kill. Love and do what thou will, as above, so below. Love your mother, let it grow, let it grow, let it grow, let it grow, let it grow. Thank you.
Grow, let it grow, let it grow, let it grow. How can we treat our Mother Earth so badly? Honestly, ask yourself, because I know maybe the people in this room have much love and respect for Mother Gaia, but we see what other people around us are doing to Mother Gaia. Why? Why are we letting this happen? Is it just a bunch of dumb monkeys that don't know no better? We think that this is just some endless, thing. It's not a living, breathing organism that we're all a part of. Like, what is going on with these people? Anyways, I don't want to go on a rant. We got to keep this thing rolling. We got plenty of people. We're going after hours with this thing. Um, oh, let me see if I can freestyle something else out. Oh, a lantern's out. Love you, buddy. Love you, brother. Thanks for coming by. It's late for him, man. He usually never stays this late. Thank you so much for blessing us. Yeah, we love you. All right. So yeah, a lot of dumb monkeys, right? All right. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's still here. All right. I'm gonna try to freestyle this little intro here because this man inspires me every time he drops a rhyme in rhythm and step. This man never loses his breath. He's got the synergy, the energy to keep going, keep flowing, keep growing with this thing. Like poetry to him is just nothing but a breeze in the wind. Every time he catches that breath It's another rhyme that left his lips. God damn, this man has all the women shaking their hips every time he speaks. Sometimes I heard him get sweaty and hot. They call him Mr. Flametastic on some mics because this man's got what it takes to make your wife leave. Breathe in this man. Feel this man's rhymes. Know that they on time, never half step, never half beat, always on the street, rocking cold heat. Ed Poetastic. I give the mic to thee.
Tweedly. Oh, thank you. Man, you're the poetry inside of me. Woo. Thank you, Thomas. You always fill me with bliss. Woo. When you're not here, you are missed. Thank you. All right. Well, you said something about a Halloween poem. I got something that's gonna give you guys shivers and tremors. This is called Black Omen. I didn't choose the monster, but the monster chose me. This beautiful knife calls my name. I wear the mark of the bloodthirsty beast. I have no humanity or shame. I was a small boy who was ugly. Kids beat me without mercy. Nobody helped me willingly. I cried, unworldly. They threw me to rivers without end. The water was going through my mouth and lungs. I yelled help, but I didn't have any friends. Oh, the deep salt water did suffocated and stung. I found this mask belonging to nowhere. The mask playfully sings. It promised to bear all my worries with care. The start of new beginnings. I look like a mauled clown, my blood and tears smeared with unmerciful grace. They left. I gargled with sadness and pain. My backpack roared with ferocity. It roared words of crimson rain. It lured me with its monstrosity and curiosity. It roared, tomorrow you won't suffer no more sorrow. I smiled with a crooked smile of glee. It said their punishment will be agonizing and slow. Thank you, my angel, who will save me. The day after, there was nothing new. Bullies chased me without end. There were hyenas at the zoo. I heard someone say, "Put me on, my terrified little friend." I put on the mask. I felt so many screams and whispers. It happened so fast, their bodies went completely timber. I took off my mask. They were bloody and lifeless dolls. It completed its task. Wait, was I the cause? I brought forth a storm. They were butchered without remorse. The mask made me transform. The mask drifted off course. The next day, I saw a few guys chase the woman that had snake eyes. She screamed for help throughout the land. Nobody came. Why, I'm not surprised. I followed them into a vacant alleyway. I put on the mask. I was blood fly and bodies decay. It was a start, but it didn't last. I killed them all, me and my crimson hands. I made these beasts fall. My mask, I truly understand. I tried comforting the woman, but she slapped me. She had the same hate as the bullies. I was a monster of her misery. I will help to set her free. I put on the mask again. I hugged her close and tight. I just wanted screams to end. It felt wrong, but it felt so right. I ran covered with blood and perfume, my body nursed away in the darkness. I was showered with light from the moon. I was consumed by demonic animalistic bliss.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to know my name? Here's the hint. Happy Halloween. Stabbing's my merry game. Would you be the next prey for my crime scene? Thank you.
And fantastic, bringing it on with the theme, with the mask. Hey, Frog Corpse, man, we love you, brother.
We
We
love
love
you,
that
brother.
horror
Like no
core that
other.
Yeah, we love that horrorcore, man. We love the mask. We love the whole concept of everything you do, man. That Gonzo piece too. I'm pretty sure you're gonna win with that. You gonna blow out these what is it? Birmingham University. Yeah, you gonna blow all them professors out the way. That piece you done spit is like Hunter S. Thompson himself would be proud of that. Like you're gonna fucking win with that, brother. Um, yeah. Hey Ed, man. Thanks for so much for keeping it theme, bro. Hey, fucking much love, much shout out to you. My wife and I love you. Everyone here at Open Minds loves you, and every time you show up, man, it puts a big smile on our face, man. Yeah.
Oh, you put a smile on my face. Thank you for the wonderful worldly grace. And
Aw.
thank you for making me feel in place.
Hey, you always got a part in this puzzle, right? Because we all in this together. Let's get close and just nuzzle.
Yeah, exactly. That get more informal with this puzzle. Let's just cast away all these muzzles.
Ah, there you go, there you go, there you go. That's dope rhymes, dope rhymes, dope rhymes. All right, so coming up next, we got Mr. Doodle himself over here. Gray beard. It looks like he's on age since last time he was on stage. He's getting older and wiser every time we spit these lines, sir. So let's go ahead and give it up for Robert F. Mr. Doodle himself.
Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming, a writer and graphic artist from Delaware. My first round I shared on graphic arts that I was going to submit to the magazine Molecule. This time I'm going to share on 2 flash fictions that I'm going to submit. They're both, the maximum word count is 50 words, so they're both under 50. I'll see if I can put them on the screen. Yeah, why not? This is called More Than Letters in Milk Are Needed. Phoenicians bless you for letters. It didn't work. Humans need you again. You sent humans letters to solve their differences with words, not swords. It didn't work. Send humans the Phoenician Messiah. So that's 31 words. And I'll share one more.
That was fucking fantastic.
Thank you. This is 39 words. Ben and Jerry's names an ice cream flavor, Jingle Candy Cane. I'm Jingle Candy Cane, your ice cream fairy. My eyes are stolen stars. Spoon down into your ice cream cup. Spoon up. I've sprinkled your ice cream with dreams. Thank you, and I look forward to submitting to Molecule. Hopefully this summer they'll be open, maybe June. Greetings from Delaware.
Excellent. Hey, thank you so much, Robert, for showing up time and time again. We love you. You're starting to become a staple here at Open Minds, and I see you at all the other open mics I go to. Much love to you. My wife and I absolutely adore you. We love what you're doing out there, so just keep on doing it, brother. Yeah, we're gonna keep this thing moving. So coming up next, we got Principe. I still believe they're in the building. Yes, we do. So, Principe, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, we would appreciate it.
I'll read my poem called Shy Guy. Too nervous to speak to a woman, I am a socially awkward man. So I go after the lady of the night. I am a born sinner, sent from heaven, like Michelangelo. Tempted by the night because I am playing in the dark. That's all I have for right now.
Yo, that is dope, man. Keep rolling with that one. For real. You need to keep that one going. Like work on that. That was beautiful. I'd love to hear that thing in its entirety. Like bless, man. Thanks for that. I appreciate that very much. If you got another short one you want to throw in too, like we
I'm
got
good.
time for you.
That's all I have right now.
All right. Well then, so we'll keep this thing going. And welcome to first timer again. We gonna get to hear more of her. Kels, yo, she done blew our minds earlier. Yo, Kels, unmute yourself and bless us with some words, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. This piece is called Hammer. A hammer will convince you that you are already in pieces, that you are to be beaten and banged into space. Convince you that you do not yet fit. A hammer will say to you that you are made to take. You are in the fashion of things that should be pressed down upon. It's the blows that make you strong. Hammer, I see you, hear you, and feel you. I feel you coming a mile away. So you see pieces because your flawed perspective, because of your flawed perspective. What I am is mosaic. You see that I am out of place because you lack vision to see my purpose. You are convinced that I am made to take because your validity hinges on my willingness. But I am not willing, and you are just a hammer. Poem.
Yo, I am a mosaic. She's like, you made the break thing into pieces. Well, I'm a mosaic. What? Oh, so dope, so beautiful. If you got another short one for us, we'd love to hear it.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, this piece it's called Sunday. This is a short one. I am not Sunday afternoon. After the week is done, you've sipped your last sip of whatever's been denied for the week. After you've torn through, maxed out, blazed, and left yourself depleted. When you finally find Sunday, you're only ready to lay and relax. Marveled at least there's that. When Sunday afternoon is left, you dip deep into your gratitude. Like I'm not exactly sure what I'd do if I didn't have you. Whiling away the hours, complaining about your reset, fully prepared to receive any assurance and grant me whatever's left. But all that's left is Monday. Poem.
Mm, mm, beautiful. Yo, I really hope you show up time and time again, cause you got something that we all here at Open Minds just love hearing. And yeah, if you could be here every Friday, we would appreciate that from the bottom of all of our hearts. I think I speak for everyone. Let's just unmute for a moment and give it up for Kells.
Thank you for the space. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, come back. Yeah.
It's amazing.
One of us. One of
One
us.
of us.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna keep this thing moving. We got another newcomer on the list. Casey. Yeah, if you can bless us with some words, Casey, we'd appreciate it. And yeah, like I just told Kels, you got a place here, a safe place every Friday night, and we would love to hear more from you. So if you can go ahead and unmute yourself and bless us with some words, we'd appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. It's called this poem is called When You Don't Feel Loved. When you don't feel loved, step into nature. It's everywhere. Just surrender to it. In the natural world, make sure to feel the sun on your face, hear the wind, feel the trees, hear the sweet melodies of birds, the symphony of ocean waves. Nature, the universe loves you. It gives and gives without asking you for anything in return. It sustains your heart, soul, and body. It shines on us, rains on us, feeds us, balances us, cares for us, feeds freely our bellies, hydrates us, oxygenates us. Life is an expression of love. Humans often forget, allowing deviant capitalism, colonization to disfigure, dehumanize, pervert, and ruin this love. It's buried, but it's still there. Search for it and you will see. Protect it with all your heart and might. This is the only treasure of worth. The rest is farce, borrowed on borrowed time. Drop those lies the modern world feeds us and let go of the brainwashed cravings they say we need and be free. The ultimate freedom, to be free and united with this beautiful love. And I'm done.
Yo,
Thanks.
wow, that sounds like some shit I would write. Like, oh, I'm so glad you're on the same page as me when it comes to peace, love, and unity, and we are all one family. Like, so much respect for you. So dope. Um, my wife just switched the lighting up in here, so I don't know if y'all can see me right. Well, I just need this one on then. Yeah, there you go. All right, so yeah. Coming up next, we have.
Hold on, we gotta unmute. Say love for
Oh
Casey.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
what up?
Everyone,
Yeah,
unmute
love
Thanks,
you,
yourselves right now.
Casey.
thanks,
Say love
Yeah,
for
Gustav.
come back.
Casey. Almost forgot.
Come
I
Thank
got thrown
back.
you.
off by the lighting.
One of us.
Yeah. One of
Thank
us. Yo,
you.
you are always welcome here at Open Minds, Open Mic. We have an open mind, open heart, open arms for you. We would love for you to come back every Friday. Anytime you got a chance, you don't have to be here, but like, we'd really
But
appreciate.
you
Yeah.
should be here.
Yeah, we'd really
You don't have
appreciate it.
to,
Yeah, you don't
but you
have to,
should.
but yeah, we'd really appreciate it. Yeah, it'd be a lot cooler if you did, man.
Nice. Much thanks.
Excellent. Yeah, Casey, much thanks for showing up and welcome again. And welcome, Kels, like everyone, Lee, Eric, all of the new people that we had here tonight. Y'all been wonderful. Kittay, I got a poem for you in a little bit here, but we gonna get to someone else right here who's actually gonna feature for us next week. This is a very talented young man who just released their first book. I was gonna send you a message, but I might as well just say it right now. Send me if you got like a JPEG or a PNG or something of your book cover, send that to me so I can add it into the promotional things for next week. Yeah. So let's all unmute real quick and give it up for next week's feature, Daniel
Yeah, Daniel.
Fernandez.
Yeah.
Thank
Woohoo.
you. I appreciate it. I'll send you the thing sometime probably tomorrow because I'm actually not even home now. That's why I have my camera off.
Bet.
And
Well, whenever
you
you
might hear
can,
some
man.
like background noise, and my connection is a little funky. So this is actually I've been writing like a maniac. So like the past couple of days, I have like 3 new poems. And so this poem that I am gonna read is the newest one, which was done finished today during lunch at work. And I just want to explain one of the words that I have in there, which is called barber chair. But this is regarding tree cutting. Barber chair is when a tree is cut, it splits vertically when it's being cut down, which comes out to be like one of the most dangerous things that you can come across because it can just fall in any direction. But that's just a side note. But anyway, this poem is called Alex. So it's for my brother who's half my age. Usually it's not, I don't hang around as much as I would love to because, live a little further away. But, so I made a poem for him. Alex, you're a little over half my age. Listen, although some lines might be strange, change the rage. It's not a good phase. I've been there forever, practically engaged. It's a cage on a stage to leave you deranged. Exchange hate with love. I know it's hard to maintain. There is a portion of this that you won't understand. Once your childhood fades, the stress expands. Life speeds up while you're thinking, God damn, you're never in control, even though it's your hands. We try our best and move with our hearts. Change direction, assuming it's smart. Staying in our lane, staying in your lane like the strings of a guitar. Playing music for the soul, even though it's lyrically bizarre. Opinions are assholes. Everyone's got one. People will judge you, but you can't stop it nor punch. Now, I'm not saying this to sit down and discuss, but walk away as if you finished your lunch. Turn the cheek because tantrums are morbid. Justice takes time, regardless of what they did. Don't encourage the negativity and build a bridge, the same one you burn down once your patience reaches its limit. We are brothers and connected by blood. Secrets exchanged because of our loyalty and trust. Memories are cherished, although age causes a smudge. We use what we have and be proud of what we construct. I'll protect you any way I can, and vice versa. Keep you on your toes like a pair of pumas. Listen like the intensity of a hunt. Senses amplify, your adrenaline erupts. Keep your money close because that shit flies. Cash is king, but be wise. If it's in the bank, expect a surprise. Deductions left and right, and count your progress goodbye. Keep an eye and don't subscribe. While a few isn't bad, but keep the dates in mind. If when you work, you don't notice sometimes the bills, the normal essentials, so analyze. Always stay debt free, or else it'll guide you to your demise. You do what you please, but that's what I advise. Love causes more damage than any gun. Unpredictable like a barber chair. When a tree cracks, just run. People will take advantage and then put themselves up front. Joke's on them because you're more useful than a blunt. Life will keep going even after I'm gone. Just remember me and that my intentions weren't wrong. I won't list my issues because it'll be Breeze Avenue long. We hope we never lose touch like my unreleased songs. Follow your dream, man, and don't give up. Don't use my footsteps because I screwed things up. That made me realize how dangerous money was. The things you do just to make it another month. I have my regrets. I won't lie to you. If anyone says otherwise, they're just scared of the truth. Be honest and learn to spot an excuse, not for you to use, but to protect you from abuse. I love you and wish I've said it more times. Living became hard and I had no allies. I moved out and the pressure started to rise. When I look back, I lost track on the things I set aside. I lost myself, and I hope it'll be different for you. Live life and speak up on what you're going through. I went through it alone and still trying to start new. It's horrible, like an awkward interview. I'm at my lowest, and the hope was discontinued. I'm surprised I'm here because I have no clue. I'm hydroplaning and closing my eyes too, accepting my faith, exposed like photos from the dark room. I yield, even though I don't want to, but know deep down that I love and respect you. Thank you.
Ooh, boy. Did have you read this to your younger brother?
No, I just finished it today, actually. I haven't even seen him yet.
Oh, so we got the preview before
Yeah,
you.
actually, you were the first one to hear it. No one has ever heard
Yeah.
it because I literally just
Wet
finished it today.
paint.
Yeah,
Fresh
like
That
paint.
was
Elemental would say, that's that
fire.
wet paint, baby. That's that wet
Yeah.
paint. Thank
Slinging
you for
some wet
sharing.
paint.
Dude, we've had so much wet paint here on Open Minds, Open Mic, yo, and I appreciate everyone coming through and just sharing, what they wrote this morning or what they was writing during the
Hmm.
event. We've had quite a few people show up and like, get inspired during the event and write poetry, and I got much love and respect for all that. Um, and on that kind of note, this is something that I wrote about my best friend passing, and Kittay, she like kitty, but Kittay. Go ahead. How you say it? How you say it?
No,
Ah!
it's
Me and my wife just
Kittay.
start trying you say it. Ah,
Nice.
she said. All right. So this one's
Hey,
for.
whoa, whoa. No, it's a little more like purr.
All
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
I'll nail my purr down one of these days, man. I'm surrounded by six cats, so one of these days I'll get it right. Um, but yeah, this one was inspired by your reading about your best friend, and this one was about my best friend Matt, um, who was homosexual, cross-dresser, and I don't know if you guys, uh, anyone from South Florida who knows about the fetish factory down in South Florida. It's the big thing. So since he was 18, he was the host for all the fetish factory shows and parties and stuff. So in his words, yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. Like when when these teens come running up asking him for the autograph and stuff, like, yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. But aside from Matt Havoc, who he was on stage, he was Matt Long, and he was the best friend that I've ever had. This man would give the shirt off his back. He would give you his last bite of food. Like if you were in his inner circle, you were loved and you were taken care of. And yeah, man, like I miss him. I wrote this on his Facebook wall a few years after he died, and it was never meant to be read out loud. It was just I wrote it to his spirit. I don't know why. Like I don't know if fucking you could check Facebook on the other side or not, but I wrote it there, and then my wife read it and was like, "You need to fucking read this." So um, I'm gonna read this to y'all now. Mountain dew mist, years of tears drift into the decaying rib cage that still burns into your flesh. Mist, missing. Pieces of my soul were entwined within your being. I'll never get the stench of your friendship off my chest. Rest. Oh, you sleepy, sweet, waspy old Jewish bitch. Rubies drip when I slid away the pain. What a beautiful brain, liquefied, dripping deeper into my blood. You were loved. It's been so long, 20 years, my best friend. Only if you could see me now. How proud. Yeah, that's how you'd say it. Slight bit of snarkiness. Look at this mess I made. 6 inches from the grave, 2 minutes away from you, but wait, I have a beautiful wife. DM, she's cool as fuck, bro. DMT, and she seen you so smooth, but not how I ever did. No one has. I guess I'll just smile and laugh like you always told me to do whenever I felt blue. Damn, my dude, I fucking miss you. So I bite my lips and punch myself in the face as hard as I can. I reach into the darkness, but I can't feel your hand. Flex my legs, but I can hardly stand. Dewdrops fall into the sand. The morning sun takes them away. I just take things day by day, 'cause that's what you'd say. Breathe, Tom. I might not be here, but I'm not gone. Think of me, and I'll live on. I wonder how your bones look, gold and true. I fucking miss you. I'll see you again someday soon. Home.
That was so beautiful. And I definitely started tearing up a bit. That was
This was
awesome.
this was one of the first times that I've read it without shedding tears, and it was because I knew like I had to keep it together for this one. I'm like, and like you said, like yeah, when you read it more, it's not that it's easier to read it. It's that I'm actually kind of buzzed up right now, and I just hit a few hits of DMT, so I'm like in this very like happy mood. So even reading something so depressing, like I couldn't get sad over it. Like, oh, yeah. So what a fucking wonderful night, Frog Corpse. What? Crushing it on the feature. Everyone else here too, to all the newcomers, to all the old faces. I think like tonight was just magical, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming through. So I'm gonna read a quick thank you to all y'all, and then we're gonna end out the night. Frog Corpse is gonna read the good night poem for Good Night Open Minds. But I want to share this one with y'all. I wasn't gonna do it, but I think I have to do it. It's a quick one. It's a quick one. I just wanted to say, the day I decided to create this space, I was looking for a safe place for me to find my voice and vent. Little did I know it would make a dent in this community. Gained poetic immunity. It's insane all the people who flew to me. You all seriously grew on me. Open minds, open arms. Y'all showed me so much love, made me feel like I could do no harm. It revitalized my soul, gave me purpose. The first show I did, I was so fucking nervous. By week 3, seeing what it became to be, a beautiful zoo full of creative creatures, off the leash with the dopest features. It blew my mind on how over time the amazing poets stood in line just to share love and rhyme. I really need to get this off my chest, fam. Being around all of you, I truly feel blessed, fam. So from the very bottom of my heart, thank you all. for shining light on my night. And then yeah, coming up to Frog, if you can read us out with that beautiful piece, man.
Thank you, beautiful soul, for sharing your heart. Thank you for being here and caring for art. Thank you for unfolding the wholeness, for being a part, for participating in our mission to spread light into the night, for your stimulating transmission and widespread sight. Thank you for visiting Open Minds, Open Mic.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here tonight. We love you all. Stay inspired. We hope to see you next Friday night. We do this every week. Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Cheers, everybody. Come back. Peace.
Lee.
Good night. Thank you.
Lee, thanks for coming through, man. I hope to
Peace
see more of you,
out.
buddy.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Frog.
Yeah, thanks for everyone for
Yeah,
making
you were
Sundays
great,
amazing, man.
Frog.
Yeah, Frog killed. Yo, and you killed that fucking good night poem for it. Oh, that was one of my favorite readings of it. It was so good, man. All right, man. I love y'all. Fuck, I'll talk to y'all.
Practice this song. We're gonna see what comes out of it, man. I'm pretty excited.
All right.
All right, much love to y'all, man. I got just my brothers in the room. Whoop the whoop. Peace out to y'all, man. Frog. Fuck yeah, fam.